Everybody got their music open?
Music open?
Yeah.
Music open? It's because I'm waiting for everybody to get their music open. My laptop. Do you have your music open? Do you hear me looking at you?
Oh my god.
How do you hear vision?
Muzak.
With your eyes,
Oh, the
Bert.
penises! Yay! We're on.
That's how you know we're on.
Right. The official start of the game is the penis.
Alright, so this week's gonna be a little bit odd because split party. So, we're gonna have the gnome party go first. Just because it makes wow.
That's an
Broccoli.
elephant, y'all.
That's
Yeah, that's
broccoli.
an elephant. That's broccoli.
Obviously an elephant.
It looks like an elephant with like water in its trunk. So that just basically means that unfortunately Kelly and Mom are gonna have to wait until the end, but you guys can sit in. I was considering making you guys like show up later and not hear what happens to them, but that's boring, so.
I can't journal either if I'm not reading.
Yeah, that's true.
What is-
Okay.
Can you open me a page, Kim?
But also, Tegan's here.
Ah,
Yes. That too. Let me open a page.
what is happening?
What are you?
Many.
What is Tom making?
I like the music.
Kind of looks like a uterus now.
I think that penis needs to be looked at by a doctor.
It's an elephant.
Oh my god.
It's some really bad lung.
Don't smoke, kids.
Hey, we're on to session 13. Lucky
It's
number.
15.
15? What?
I'm on number 3.
I've kept track. It's 15.
Is it actually 15? Wow.
It's 15.
Time flies when you're having fun.
What is happening?
There's just dicks all over the screen. What is this?
Is it a rocket ship?
This looks like a moose.
Elephant.
We're all seeing
No,
it.
this what?
Is this
Looks
like a
moose.
Rorschach test?
This is a moose.
You're crazy.
In
You're
what
like-
world is that
Well,
a
that's
moose?
also an elephant. It's just a tiny elephant with its trunk up looking excited.
Exactly. What the fuck are you?
It looks like a
I'm
giraffe
looking
to
at it
me.
this way. Okay? This
No,
looks
the
like
trunk-
a moose.
The trunk is here.
Yes.
Here's like its eyes, its ears.
Yes.
Okay, I
See,
see
Mars
that.
has imagination.
Oh my god, I see an elephant on like LSD. Look at those eyes.
It's the one scene from Dumbo.
Oh my god, fuck that scene.
And it's like really
That
hardcore
scene.
into steroids, and it's got really big veins.
I
all
love
over
how
its face.
everyone knows what I'm talking about from just that scene.
Yeah, scene from Dumbo.
I've never watched
Yeah.
Dumbo.
What?
We have to go watch it
Fix
immediately
it.
as soon as this is done.
No, actually, we're gonna have to push it back till tomorrow. Tom doesn't know.
I think Ryan's actually gonna shit himself.
I will kill people.
He's very excited to play.
This is the only good thing in my life every week.
Hey, what about me?
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, you guys aren't gonna be
You
able to
hard ducks?
I'm supposed to say dicks. It's really hard to write with this thing. It doesn't look like a duck.
I love ducks. Quack.
Ducks have rights.
Ducks also have
Have rights.
corkscrew eye.
Loch Ness Monster!
What?
I see it. I see
That
it.
looks like the picture!
It also could be a beached whale with like a really long gimpy fin.
I was like, it could also be a gorilla drowning in water with one arm up.
Whoa, that
I
was
saw sloth.
creative.
That's what Bigfoot
sloth.
looks on the side while he's
Yeah, so we'd be able to put a branch on it. It's a sloth taking a bath. We're so creative.
No, it's a flamingo! It's a
Now it's a blue flamingo.
Flamingo
No,
This might be my favorite
Oh,
part of
now.
the game.
a flamingo with grass.
It's like really demented Pictionary.
we're just playing draw it. Drawful.
We're here playing D&D instead. We're just
Oh my god. Okay, stop distracting me. I'm trying to launch a session, guys. I started the thing, by the way, Mom. For your,
Oh, thank you.
for your notes. So Mom and Kelly, you're not gonna be able to see what is going on, and vice versa when it's their turn, unfortunately.
Oh, we can hear.
But you can hear what's going on, so whatever. You might as well not even really be in the tabletop if you don't want to. But alright. So we return. Where's my page?
Re-torn?
We return.
I don't remember being torn up, but okay.
No.
No. I'm all
That's
in one
unfortunate.
piece, you know?
Peace, motherfucker!
Alright, we return to the foothills of the Sword Mountains. Your parties have just split off, after having stumbled upon a frantic gnome who stumbled himself out of the forest and was pleading for your help. The Alaria and Kelly, being more level-headed, decided to take care of a Droop and head back to town as soon as possible so that they could get him some aid for whatever strange affliction he was under. And the rest of the party, including a very sad Howdor as he parted ways with Droop, followed the little gnome who was plopped upon Howdor's head and is leading the way back to his home of Gnomengard. And
What's his name again? The
his name was Fibblestip.
Bibble stuff.
Double stop.
Fiddlesticks?
Fibblestip. Fiddlesticks.
Double stop.
Flamingo.
But it's Fibblestip.
He said
Yeah,
his
we
name was
suddenly
Double
have turned into League of Legends.
Yeah.
Gross, we have to go back.
Turn around. Retreat.
Return to sender.
So, you guys are all currently, you've headed off the small footpath that you've been following from between Phandalin and Axholm, and you are now just traveling your way through the scrubby hills, or scrubby, the shrubby hills and kind of craggy valley here between the foothills of the Sword Mountains, following the gnome. So who's I need marching order, and who's going to be keeping a lookout?
Obviously the halfling.
Alright, yeah, I'll go first.
You can actually see. I'll be in the middle.
All right. So with that, I'm gonna have Marin do a perception check for me
Alright.
as you guys head off into the wilderness.
Oop, guess I don't see things.
Huh.
She's too short.
You don't see shit.
Well,
Everything looks totally fine.
Everything looks totally fine. So, you guys continue on, splitting off and traveling deeper and deeper into this shrubbed valley, to the sounds of birds, and it's kind of just reaching 11 a.m. Into noon. It is a sunny day out. The clouds from earlier in the morning have since dispersed during your travels up to this point. And everything seems oddly calm and quiet, despite the tone of your current venture, and that being possibly aid Gnomengard in any way you can from an attack by sounds like a large group of orcs. And about, let's say, an hour maybe into this travel, Fibblestip. It's Fibblestip. Stops you and as you and points off into the shrubs and what you as you when you all turn to look see to be what looks like another path of some sort, kind of starting off between a couple bushes, and he says that there is the path to Nomengard. Obviously not very well traveled. But I would say you steer clear of the path and perhaps follow along the mountains, base of the mountain here off to the south, and maybe we can avoid the orcs altogether.
He's gonna look at the halfling.
You're so helpful.
Calder's just gonna look at him and shrug and be like, mountains it is.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Stop, we're not going there.
Well, Haldor's got a
Yeah, Hodor's voice changed.
What
yeah.
happened?
He's talking about League of Legends. We're not going back there.
Whatever do you mean?
All right. And as you all are kind of turning to head a little bit deeper into the shrubs and follow along the short trees to follow along the base of the mountain, you do actually hear just the faintest sound a little way, about maybe 100 yards off, down into the valley, further, kind of near the path that he pointed off to. And it just sounds like a small little screech.
What was that, guys?
Sounded like someone needs help.
The little gnome on top of Howdor, I love the visual, on top of Howdor's head kind of perks up and says, I recognize the sound of my people when I hear it. Someone needs help.
Did you say they were on the path? Is that where the sound came from?
Yeah, it came off towards that direction, although you can't really pinpoint exactly where.
Hador charges in that direction.
Oh no, I was gonna say sneak. Alright, he's blown cover. Let's just follow after him.
Howdor charges on, just crashing through the low underbrush and shrubs, and the sound begins to the sound faded away immediately. It was just a short, high-pitched sound, but in its place you begin to hear the low sounds of what sounds like deep voices amidst the occasional what sounds like a small voice yelling something out. And let's that'll bring us to which all begin to which all stop abruptly as you kind of just charge forward and
just gonna stumble right in.
stumble right out of the bushes. And let me I need to
It's a
find.
great visual.
Also, if Howdor stops suddenly, Calda's 100% gonna like run into his back face first.
Back of
Absolutely.
his shin.
Yeah, back of his shins.
Bounce off
Oh,
his cap.
no.
Ryan.
And you all charge into what looks to be a small clearing of sorts between a few craggy outcroppings and low shrubs to find what looks like a pack of 4 orcs currently harassing a small, what looks to be a gnome, although you can't tell under the strange, kind of odd goggled leather garb that they are currently wearing, and all you hear is, "Unhand me! Unhand me! Unhand me this instant!" and squealing and wiggling around as one of the orcs just has this gnome.
Mouse?
Shut up. by the throat, actually, and it's just holding. Sounds like a her in place. And as you all charge into the the clearing, Howdor first, you see all the voices stop, and the largest orc, who seems to be almost a half a foot taller than the rest, holding this large battle axe clutched in one hand. He's also the one that's holding the small gnome. Turns and says, "Oh well, we've got a bunch of freeloaders, it seems. Get 'em, boys."
Howdo charges him.
Yeah,
He's
you don't even
gonna
give him time to
stop
stop
it.
Yeah, no.
speaking, and you just charge in, and that'll begin combat.
I'm gonna turn and whisper to the halfling. You got any more of that poofy shit?
The fucking what?
What?
You know, when you turn into that raptor or whatever.
I do. I am waiting for the right moment, good sir.
All right,
Where'd the
I'll
music
take
go?
point.
Did your music crash?
I think
I can still hear it.
Minecraft.
I can still hear it.
Some people
Oh.
crashed. Oh well.
I'm still in the mood to fight.
internet.
I'm gonna have everybody roll initiative.
I would
Neat,
Initially,
neat.
I'm not very excited. It's better than it's been. Oh, wait, Pip's with us?
Mhm.
You forgot?
Oh,
Oh, I forgot about Pip too.
about to clap
Aw.
some cheeks then.
The music still won't work. Ooh.
Everybody got their sound open again.
Yeah. This is beautiful.
Oh, there we go. Makes such a big difference.
Oh, that's exciting. I like the music. Okay.
All right. So
Well,
Wow,
that
these-
happened- wow, okay.
that's a roll.
Oh, wonderful. They really rolled. Oh, that little guy's gonna fight with us.
All the little guys are gonna fight. All right.
Yeah!
As Houndor charges forward, kind of just entering into the same clearing space as them, they're all going to immediately draw their weapons and, with a practiced ease, just charge into combat without a second's hesitation. And just as you can hear, as they're kind of charging up, Houndor is meeting the orcs that charge up. This one's actually going to keep hold of the small gnome and start backing up as she continues to squirm and will actually shout out, "Fibble, stop!" And Fibble, I say stop again.
You did.
This name is hard for me. I don't know why.
I have it written down as Dibble Stop from last time, so I
Me
don't know.
too. I also have it written down as Fibble Stop.
I'm changing it to Fibble, stop then.
Yay!
Because apparently my brain wants it to be Fibble, stop.
Apparently that's the name he's supposed to have.
All right, the little Fibble Stomp on top of Houndor is also going to not only kind of shirking back away from the combat, he's going to bounce down and kind of back off a little bit as Houndor charges forward. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa! And he's going to turn and see and say, "Oh, Double Dop!" in response to the little gnome that sees him. And with that, the three actually forward orcs are going to just all swing blindly at Houndor, who is in the front here.
I think
Oh my god, I'm so
pretty
happy
close
I
enough
have
for
this.
this. Where is it?
What are you doing? Yeah, you're close enough to that. You walked up with him, so. All right, the one in the front is going to take a swing with his great axe as he meets you first, but unfortunately, the force of Houndor's charge and his massive size, being even bigger than these orcs, is going to put him up just enough to not quite swing with as much conviction as he otherwise would, and he misses the attack entirely. As another orc next to him runs up and goes to stab with his javelin, spear, and the other one behind him is actually going to stay back just a couple feet about 10 feet and take one of his javelins off his back and go to hurl it at Haldor. And unfortunately, although the first one misses, the other two manage to strike true. The first one shoving a spear right into his upper hip, causing Haldor to let out a small wailing grunt of pain, but he seems too focused on saving whoever needs saving to really let him deter him. And then, a split second after, up in his shoulder, he gets kind of tossed back a little bit as the javelin manages to hit its mark and just sinks straight through. And he will take 15 damage.
Ooh.
And the other orc, what seems to be the head honcho orc, is still just backing away slowly with this small squirming gnome in his grasp. And that'll bring us to Kelda.
Alright.
So, before you go, I did want to say, like we talked about last time, I don't remember who was there and who wasn't. I want to start getting you guys more, or I'd like you guys to have more control during combat. So, if you want to tell me like a specific area of their body or whatever part of them that you're targeting, or however you want to do your swing or your attack spell, whatever it is, explain to me how you want to do it and where you're aiming for and what effect specific. Like if you want to blind them by going for their eyes, tell me that, and I will adjust the DC accordingly, and we can start having some more variety in our combat. So start thinking of that when it comes to your turn, like exactly what you want to do with it. Get creative.
Alright. Good.
Did they get a disadvantage on those rolls?
For what?
For attacking you.
Didn't he use protection?
Isn't that within 5 feet?
Yeah. But how does force
Isn't Haldor within...
Oh, that's right. I forget he's 4 squares wide.
He is 4 squares wide. You're right. I should have rolled disadvantage. I'll roll again.
Poop tongue.
All right. One of them still hits, but the other one, the one that was spearing you in the leg, does not actually hit. So pretend that didn't happen. Instead, you take 9
I have to
damage.
rewrite history. God damn it.
Alright. Now we're
That happens all the time.
Because little Seagrin actually reaches forward with his shield and manages to completely block the spear. Just dunk the metal thud off the front of it. And Kelda, you're just coming up to your turn as this is happening.
Alright. I'm gonna turn and grab Seagrain's arm and look at both him and Pip. And just say, I'm gonna try to keep one of them alive. We need to figure out what's going on and why they're with the gnomes. And then just look at Seagrain and say, and you, stay by Pip. And then I'm gonna turn and look over in the distance at the orc that has the other gnome.
Right.
And she's gonna crouch. Yep. Someone say wait.
No, I said right. Sorry.
Okay. And she's gonna crouch down, and as she crouches down, we're gonna wild shape.
Yes.
And she's gonna wild shape into Deinonychus. We're going raptor again.
We're going raptor.
So I roll combat wild shape, and we're going Deinonychus. And then, because that's a bonus action,
Pounce that motherfucker.
Deinonychus is gonna pounce that motherfucker because she can just reach him.
Oh, you're right. Excellent.
She can just reach him.
Perfect. So you're gonna pounce and
Yes.
attack.
Wait, which one's she pouncing?
The dude with the gnome.
The one in the far
Wow,
back.
That's the fucking range you have.
Yep.
Is that how far you can leap?
The
it
speed
still
is
has
40
the timer.
feet. So the speed is 40. This thing can move 40 feet at a time, but the pounce, all the pounce says is if Deinonychus moves at least 20 feet in a straight line, at least 20 feet. It does
Right.
not give an upper limit. So
So it's if you're charging at somebody and then you pounce, you can do and land your attack.
So it's, yeah, as long as I'm moving at least 20 feet forward. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty sure. I don't think you can pounce 40 feet realistically, even as a dinosaur. So I'm assuming.
I'm not saying literally, but it's that.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying that in that case, you're gonna have to go around these two orcs, or get, actually all three of them really, or get opportunity attack.
What if? Like I'm thinking, what if she goes over the rock? Unless the rock's not actually there, and that's just pretty art.
No, there's a rock there.
Can she jump it?
You can jump the rock. I think you would still get opportunity attacked by the orc beneath, but not any of the other ones. If she leaps from there.
You have disadvantage.
All right, let's go for it.
All right. So you are going to, all of you watch. Pip is going to nod to you very briefly and kind of shuffle back just a little bit as you immediately, after saying that, just turn and start morphing into this terrifying raptor creature. And without wasting any time, with your eyes locked on this orc in the back, just go to jump onto this large-ish boulder that is kind of blocking your way here and leap over it to attack him. The orc standing beneath the boulders kind of go, in surprise, is gonna like shove up with his spear after just pulling away from Howdor to try and attack you. And as, I guess Seagrain's close enough to protect.
5 feet.
Well,
5 feet.
it is
look
5
at
feet, it is, you're right.
that. Right there. There's your for you.
And then disadvantage is control. God, I'm forgetting everything now too.
See, you can't miss weeks.
But unfortunately, just the momentum that you have leaping over, I'm actually gonna like knock him down a little bit with the force and the wind of it, and his spear is just gonna completely whiff it off to the side as you jump clean over and go to attack this orc. So do your roll.
All right, grab it. Yuck. How do sorry, gotta open the other thing.
No worries, take your time.
All
I
right,
definitely
there
know
it
the
is.
feeling.
Hi,
And
sorry.
we're rolling pounce, and we're doing, I believe it's claw. Yeah. And then hits it with a claw attack. Yeah, so it's claw. And it needs to make a DC 12 strength saving throw or it gets knocked prone. So let's see,
Right.
claw. There we go.
It's a DC 13. Nice claw.
All right. Perfect. So you, as you just, looks like you're just shuffling. But in fact,
to do that.
she is flying through the air.
Serpentine somehow.
Serpentine, what a serpentine.
Just flying through the air like this 25-foot leap straight at this larger orc, who is gonna. He has also, as you have your eyes locked on him, he's locked back on you. He sees this coming. He's actually gonna toss the gnome off to the side, and in the same motion, spin his great axe up and hold it up above him and catch your claws on the handle of his great axe. Just holding you there and actually pushing you back to the point where you have to hop back down on the ground and are not able to get your attack in or knock him prone.
Shit! His DC is above 21? His AC? Or is he using a block thing?
No, you're right. So he would do the attack, but you won't knock him prone, that's what it is. So you do manage to catch him with your back claws as you're jumping back down. You can catch him across the upper part of his chest, just dragging down and dealing a juicy amount of damage with your claws, but you don't, unfortunately, manage to knock him prone because he does catch you.
Alright.
Did I miss
11 damage, that's great.
Good job, Maren.
At least he dropped the gnome.
He dropped the gnome, who is now kind of, looks like she fell on her butt, and she's kind of starting to scuttle a little bit off to the side while he's distracted, trying to get away. And he does seem like he kind of grunts and seems quite pissed off and pretty affected by the damage that you dealt. But he's an orc, so this is kind of his thing.
Yep.
He's just still, his eyes are locked, and you see like this big tusky grin as he's just staring at you, ready to attack back. And that'll actually bring us to the fiddle stop.
Yes.
I'm so glad I changed the name.
Yes.
I was gonna say it again anyways.
We're just going with what feels natural.
Yep. Who is actually going to kind of fall back a little bit, seeming a bit unhappy with the fact that we are fighting, and a little bit scared, but out of his, what looks like a side pouch, he's gonna fish out a small circular object and just say, big man, please duck! And just whoop! He's gonna toss it up into the air, and it's gonna do a tall arc and then land down on the ground in between these two orcs with a as this giant puff of smoke just bursts out from, looks like a small smoke bomb, and envelops these two orcs, as well as Howdor, who, I'm not sure if he saw that coming.
He did not duck.
He did not duck, nope. So he kind of just gets enveloped in the smoke, and you now, all three of you have disadvantage on melee attacks against each other while you're in this smoke cloud.
Drunk Fight Club.
That's very useful.
And then he's kind of just gonna press back against this cliff wall and try to stay as much out of sight as he possibly can. And that will bring us to Seagrain.
Alright! So you got my shields, right?
Oh, for the love of God.
No, I do not.
Is it okay if I fight with my shields?
I don't have a system in place for them yet. You have two, right? You have the one from the dwarf. If you want to use it, if you want to use two shields and just treat it as an improvised weapon for now, we can do that until I come up with something better. Or just fight like normal.
Plus damage, so couldn't I just, like, roll the hammer?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not really the same. Improvised weapon fits better than just rolling it as an attack. But you
Maybe
won't do...
just...
What was that? Mara?
I was gonna say, maybe just stick with what you know for now, Ryan. I mean, go for it if you want to try it. We're encouraging creativity here.
Yeah, we are. I will say, how about we hold off on that since I didn't come up with anything good yet, and I'll have a proper, like, you can actually train in that style of art when you get back to somewhere that... Style of combat.
Fighting style?
That combat art, yeah. Fighting style when you get somewhere where you can actually figure that out.
Okay.
It's just not a good time to implement it yet. It's kind of in the middle of things.
I'm deeply saddened.
We're gonna say that this dwarf does not randomly possess the ability to change fighting style, like,
Yeah.
in the field.
Yeah. Something you're gonna have to learn how to do.
Well, he's gonna tuck and roll up to this orc and just throw his hammer up at the backside of his hammer, up at his throat.
Oh,
Up at his throat?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Roll your hammer attack for me.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it is not a maneuver that you are well versed in, so you do not manage to hit your mark, and the boulder is kind of in your way too, so it's an awkward hit. Another thing too, sorry, I keep randomly interjecting with shit as I remember it. We haven't really been using cover to its full extent, but do keep in mind that you can use shit as cover, whether you're trying to dodge like a ranged attack or a melee attack, it doesn't matter. You can get cover from things, and it'll increase your AC. So keep that in mind when you're positioning.
Like ducking behind a boulder?
Yep. So if you duck
Just
behind,
next to-
yep, technically that counts as half cover. Half cover gives you a bonus of 2 AC. I think it's the same as shield.
Oh,
And then there's
21.
also, yeah, so you would have 21. But he also, since he's kind of using the same boulder as cover, gets the same buff. Just keep that in
Okay.
mind. But then there's also 3/4 cover, which is like you're behind a wall and kind of leaning out to take a shot or something. Something
You hide
very
behind a
large.
tree?
Or no, a tree would count as half cover, unless it's a really big tree. But I think that actually gives you a bonus of 5 AC, which is ridiculous. So just keep that in mind.
That's 3/4?
Yeah, 3/4 cover. The boulder, most things count as half cover. I'll let you know if it's 3/4, but just keep that in mind.
Neat.
Is there ever any such thing as full cover?
Yeah, full cover is just you're out of the line of sight and behind something, like, or in another room. Full cover, you can't also attack because you're just completely.
That's fair.
You can't
behind
see them either.
Yeah.
You have to expose yourself.
You can't see me if I can't see them.
Yeah. So by exposing yourself, then it would become 3/4 cover, and henceforth.
Okay.
All right. So you used your attack. You kind of swing up, trying to hit him in the throat, but he manages to duck to the side just in time, kind of behind this boulder, using it as cover before you're able to get your hit in. And you kind of both are now just dancing around behind this boulder, trying to each attack each other. And that's will happen. As this is happening, Pip is backing up and at the same time drawing his short bow to take an attack at the first orc he can see, which happens to be the one that you're attacking.
Over here.
That one's not quite as easy to hit. It's kind of behind him. And he's going to take a shot. Take 2 shots. The first one is going to miss as your hammer actually is coming up and swinging just past this orc's head, and it'll kind of actually dink off your hammer and go flying to the side. But the second shot, he's going to aim over you as you pull your hammer back, and it'll go right into his upper chest area, dealing a solid 6 damage. Kind of embedding shallowly in his upper shoulder, but enough to draw blood.
Ryan, what if you hit that with your hammer and drove it in all the way?
Can I do that?
Exactly. Shit.
Can I do
yes.
that?
Yeah, you can do shit like that. That's perfect.
You can do anything you want.
Remember
Rita.
that shit.
Remember all of this shit. That's a really good suggestion.
Alright.
And it brings Haldor, who is currently standing in this smoke cloud that is just kind of billowing next to you.
Haldor swings wildly at this dude.
Is he kind of reckless?
Yes.
Alright, make your rolls.
So he has regular advantage or regular roll.
Wait.
Did you use the macro for raging?
Oh, what does that even mean?
That's a no. Do you have that macro?
I don't know.
It you only have it in your hotbar.
It's in my hotbar. But I don't know if I just dragged this.
I think you just go into the folder, the macro folder, down the bottom left, next to the macro bar, and then just type it in here. I'm not sure if it's the same one. There's 2. Open one up. Yeah, it's the one with code. It's the one with code. There you go. So now when it'll automatically apply the damage bonuses and shit,
Ah, okay.
which is nice for me keeping track of things.
Alright, and then so he just takes a regular attack because
Yeah, and because but you are swinging wide and wildly through this smoke cloud.
he's gonna swing from the top right to the bottom left
All right.
here.
Oi!
All right. And as you just are swinging your great axe wildly through the smoke in the air, the one on to your right, kind of just on the edge of the smoke cloud, in front of Seagrain, as you swing up and downwards, you actually you can feel the bone and flesh just kind of carve along the blade of your axe as it severs his head.
Whoops.
You just see this giant great axe kind of appear out of the smoke cloud to Seagrain and just destroy the head of the one in front of you, and it'll go slicing right through the upper chest area of the one as you arc down to the left. dealing 10 damage
He's gonna clap.
with an angry little Howdor yell after being javelined in the upper shoulder in pain, almost dispatching these two just in one hit.
Hador has no idea he's killed the other one.
He doesn't know, but you felt it hit something, but you don't know what it was.
I have no idea what happened.
You don't know the feeling of blood and of meat and bone. Clearly not. Alright, and that'll bring us to the other gnome who is currently scuttling along the ground. Hello?
Its name is great, sorry.
Dabbled up. Dabbled
Sounds
up.
like a turkey. Turkey calls into the distance. Anyways.
And now going incredibly quiet and kind of falling on her butt with a little oof, is going to shuffle back, hop up onto her feet, and kind of just dash back behind this rock and duck down, seeming to have nothing on her. She was stripped of all possessions, which are currently lying kind of tossed off to the side in some bushes, as you can see out of the corner of your eye, Calda. So she just crouches there and tries to remain out of sight but nearby, not attracting attention. And that'll bring us back to the orc's turn, who the you hear Seagrain, you watch just as this one in front of you is just the blood spurts out and the head goes rolling onto the ground. The one behind him with this kind of bulky, looks like leather armor, and this large, the one that had thrown the javelin at Howdor, kind of runs, takes a longer spear from his back and just kind of charges forward at you, trying to avoid the smoke and kind of going around to do a rushing attack. And fortunately, using the boulder as cover, you manage to duck down and also have your shield up. And he dink, kind of just hits off the boulder right where you had been only a second ago as you duck, and does not manage to hit you, but narrowly. You can just see this spear tip just a foot away from your face where it would have hit you. Just the tip. And the other one in front of Howdor, currently kind of flailing in the smoke clouds, just flail wildly as well after getting struck by Howdor's giant axe, trying to hit and back up as best he can to clear his vision from the smoke. And is not going to hit anything at all with his, looks like a large axe, and is going to back away, kind of duck down against the same rock that the gnome happens to be hiding behind, but seeming not to notice it. And Howdor, you don't get an opportunity attack because you can't quite see him leaving the smoke. And the one in front of you, Calda, just as he's kind of changing his grip on the axe, kind of bringing it back from after shoving you back, is going to try and swing down at you for a heavy attack with his great axe, and is actually, you are so light on your feet in this current form that you kind of just deftly hop to the side, a little like bird-like hopping motion, but it's enough to come, and it's quick enough to with that sound, yeah. He does not see it coming at all, and he's actually gonna, where he was doing like an upper hand strike down, his axe is just gonna embed into what looks like the only grassy area anywhere around this clearing and get stuck like 3 inches into dirt and just be stuck there for his whole next turn as he goes to yank it out of the ground.
Perfect.
So you just have him trying to grab his
Exactly what I wanted. Is anyone else have to go yet?
It is your turn to go now, yes.
Alright, perfect. So what I want to do is I want to use multi-attack, which is 2 claw attacks and a bite. And what I'm trying to do is, at least with 1 claw, if it hits, hook it into his shoulder to spin him around so his back's facing me, and then jump on his back to pin him to the ground and bite the back of his neck. But try not to kill him, but to completely pin him down.
Alright. So we're gonna count that as a grapple attack combo. So you're gonna start by doing a regular claw attack to see if that hits, and you spin him around
Okay.
as part of your multi-attack. So roll claw. All right, and sorry, you can roll it with advantage because he is stuck technically right now.
Okay. Shift is an advantage, right? I forgot.
Yep, shift is advantage. So we'll count those two first ones as your first attack, and then this is your second one.
Got
okay.
it.
So you your first attack you just are lashing out with one claw as you're hopping to the side, and it kind of doesn't manage to hit quite, but you, as you're catching your footing, you spin a little bit and immediately lash out with your other claws and hook right across his upper shoulder, yanking to the side and spinning him all the way around, yanking his grip out from his battle axe, so he is now disarmed and spun around. And you deal 6 damage with how deep your claws dug into his shoulder.
Did a raptor just roundhouse kick an orc?
Roundhouse punch. Yes. I don't know, is it punching or is it kicking? It's probably kicking.
It's neither, because all she did was reach forward and literally hook the giant fucking claw through his shoulder like a meat hook and spin him with it.
Bitch slapping.
Bitch slap. So you did 6 damage to him, and
And spun around.
now you're going to just do a for grappling. It's just strength versus strength to try and pin him down on the ground.
Yes.
All right, and I will say you will also get advantage on that since he is spun around and kind of off kilter right now. After your last attack. It's just a straight strength roll.
Oh.
I'm trying to do that. It's not.
Is checks?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can do advantage on that because it just lets me click ability check.
Right. Just roll strength check twice then.
Just roll it twice. Okay.
I don't know why it does
I
that.
tried clicking a shift and it made it automatically go to save for some reason.
Oh, maybe it must be a built-in hotkey for it.
Oh!
Oh, and before he even has a chance to recover from being spun around, you pounce immediately, ripping your claw hook out of his shoulder and just put him to the ground, his face just eating dirt as you pin him down and grab do you want to do another attack with your beak, or do you just want to hold him? Because I can make that part of the grapple.
I just want to make sure he can feel the teeth on his neck and hold him down by that.
Okay,
with
I'm
my
gonna make
teeth
that a
on
grapple.
the back of his neck.
You're not actually trying to deal damage. So yeah, so it'll be a
No,
grapple. So
I'm
you
just
just have him
holding him
pinned down, and your beak is just holding the back of his neck, pinning down just hard enough so that he can feel the pain of if you bit any harder. And he is pinned completely down onto the ground.
I'm gonna hold him there.
And that's where you hold him while the rest of your party cleans up the rest. Or tries to. We'll see how well they do. And that'll bring us back to Fibblestop, who is just currently still kind of inching along the wall with his back pressed and his arms out, just trying to get as far away as he can into whatever cover he can to not be in combat because he looks absolutely terrified. And he's not going to do anything more aside from that first panic smoke bomb. And that'll bring us right back to you, Sigrid.
This guy hasn't been touched yet, has he?
The one in front of you that just tried to hit you? No.
Okay. What does my hammer look like?
Big hammer.
Wow.
No,
What
but,
does
like,
your...
what are the two ends of it look like? Does it
A
have
flat end and a round end.
I
don't
believe,
know.
yeah, Warhammers
It's got a
are...
point end, right?
I think
You wanna stick
Warhammers
it
are
with
the
a pointy
no, Warhammers are the ones that just have the two blunt ends.
Oh yeah.
But they're
she's right.
they're really big. And heavy.
Oh, I see. Well, in the picture, it has like a kind of pointed end.
Honestly just depends on the make of the Warhammer. If you want to get that specific, we can go into that. But for now, we're just going to treat it like a big hammer.
Two blunt ends.
It's blunt ends for now. Since you're still using the basic hammer that you started with, right?
Mhm.
Okay. From now on, when we find new weapons, I will give you a picture of how they look and what they are made
Yes,
into,
I like that.
so you can actually use that to your favor.
All right, well, we're going to step out from the rock and hit him right between his eyes.
All right.
It's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Right between his
thighs. Does he have a nut cup?
What?
Roll
nut
perception.
cup?
Just kidding.
underneath. You can't tell beneath his armor, unfortunately.
Roll perception.
You want to roll perception? Okay, roll
fuck?
perception.
Oh my god. He sees the outline of his penis.
He sees the bulge. You do indeed notice that he has some kind of hardened, bulgy type of armor piece in front of his penis area.
Ryan, you're so weird.
Now,
This is the
if
best
I were to
round of
strike him
combat.
hard, would it collapse and crush him?
Depends how hard you strike.
I want to hit it at full force.
Okay, do a roll.
What the fuck?
I'm just playing golf with his penis.
The easiest way to instantly remove someone from a fight.
Alright. You manage to kind of feinting him a little bit with a strike forward over your shoulder, then you spin your hammer down and like bring it up in an
Windmill.
upper spike?
Windmill.
Okay, you fucking windmill your hammer. And
Right
it's
into his
right up into his big, bulging, nasty orc ball sack, and you hear an audible crunch of what sounds like hardened leather and a of just absolute pain as this orc has his balls crushed.
I don't understand, Ryan.
Like if you
And-
just put nuts in a nutcracker, man.
He is actually able to recover from the pain of having his balls crushed. But you do deal the full 10 damage
To his
He's
balls.
probably not having children.
Wait.
He doesn't have balls
baby.
anymore.
Wait.
They're not balls anymore. They're jelly beans.
Wait. I want to put vines on his nutsack.
Why? What is going
This is
on?
what DnD is for, okay?
I'm adding this to the strike.
Ryan, what's your obsession with genitals?
Hey, it's more fun that way.
Ryan. You wanna tell us?
Alright. Strike saving throw. And he is actually in the process of him recovering from his nut crushing. He actually is like kind of backing up and stomping around in place, like trying to stand straight and not like clutch his balls and instead hold his spear. Just holding it straight. He manages to actually stomp out the vines that are beginning to sprout around his feet and does not become snared by them.
Take 5 piercing damage.
Unfortunately. I think he takes... no, the vines shrivel away completely if he manages to make the saving throw.
Oh. Well.
It was a good
Oh no, my dreams.
My ball snaring dreams.
Oh no.
He's trying to catch that ball.
My fetishes have failed.
And that'll bring us back to Pip, who, this is like 5 seconds after Calda has just finished, like, spinning this in this roundhouse raptor kick and pouncing on this guy and pinning him to the ground. Pip, you're just gonna hear from, like, behind you, a little bit ways off to the side, kind of behind a rock. Wow! Pip. What?
You said Pip can hear from behind you.
Oh, I'm saying Calda.
Oh, well you.
Oh, did I not say Calda?
You said Pip and not Kelda. I was like,
Oh,
huh?
sorry. Calda, you can hear from behind you. a little ways off. You just hear Pip go, "Wow! That's a new one! good job! As he's just like pulling his bow to make another strike, and at the one that's in front of Seagrain, and he's also kind of flinching and wincing a bit, watching you just smash his balls in. And he does not unfortunately manage to hit as the orc is just kind of crouching just a little bit, and he's kind of squatting in place as he's trying to keep his spot from getting crushed. And his short bow does not manage to make the hit. That was just a whole lot of stuttering right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of things happening.
There's a lot of things happening. And this is just as the smoke cloud is beginning to clear away in the slight breeze, and so Howdor is now able to see again. And it is
So
his
if
turn.
I use my bonus action to dash, can I do bonus damage on a charge? So if the plan is to charge at this dude, oopsie,
Flash him, smash
this
him into the
dude,
rock.
and smash him into the rock,
Fucking split his
what kind of check would that be? I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Athletics? Would that be athletics?
I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, I would say it would be a saving throw on his part. More than anything. But you do
But
realize you
dexterity.
can't use dash as a bonus action. You're not a rogue. Anymore.
That is true.
No
Okay.
longer can I use the dash that way.
Yeah, you cannot use it that way, which is really unfortunate because that's fun.
But that's why you play rogue.
Mm-hmm. Dashing and sneaking all day.
Alright, so it has no effect on me. I don't make like a strength check or anything.
I
He's
don't
pretty big.
know. Yeah, you're big enough, honestly. You don't need to make a strength check. He'll just make a dexterity. If you're charging at him, I'll
Can I
have
give him
do.
disadvantage if I have advantage on size checks? I'm only saying this because powerful build, I count as one size larger when pushing, dragging, or lifting.
Yeah, you're right.
So can I count as a larger creature when trying to smash him against a rock? I'm gonna do it anyway, I just want to know.
Let him
No,
smash.
these are all good questions. This is
Let
stuff we
him
gotta iron
smash.
out.
Smash.
Because you do count as one size bigger, honestly, I think that's fair to say that you would get advantage on it. Or he would get disadvantage, but in this case, because orcs are actually pretty large themselves, and kind of getting up to your size, they're really, really on the high side of medium-sized creatures. I would say you don't get advantage, but you can
Even
try
if
that.
I'm raging and reckless attacking, which is double advantage, so that's triple advantage in size checks or strength checks.
Oh, right, rage. Okay, yeah, fuck it, whatever. You get advantage. You're just really angry and big, so I'm not even gonna contest that.
This is like a
Rage-
bull in a china shop.
Rage gives you advantage on all strength checks. and
Correct.
shit, so, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you can just fucking go at him.
Crush him.
He'll get
Smash.
instead of giving you, I'll give him disadvantage on his saving throw.
That makes sense.
That's intimidating to watch, yeah.
Mhm. All right, so you charge at him and go to make a. Are you making 2 weapon attacks since you're frenzied?
I'm not frenzied yet, actually.
Oh, you're not
Okay.
frenzied. Oh,
I was literally actually just gonna say I hold my axe out in front of me and try and push him into the rock. And
Juicy.
does that count as a weapon attack?
you just want to try him and like.
I
shove him?
I don't want to. Yeah, I
Oh,
want
yeah,
to
you can absolutely. Yeah, you can shove. That works.
like my shoulder or something. So hopefully I smash him into the rock.
Yes, we'll just count that as a altered grapple. So do a strength, and in this case, you can do strength with advantage. And you're charging at him, and he will do a strength with disadvantage. Strength save with disadvantage. All right, and yeah, he is not at all having been completely slashed already across the chest by you and badly wounded. He's kind of clutching his chest and trying to just back away and catch his breath again as best he can. He is not able to gather himself as you just come charging out, like bursting out of this smoke cloud and just smash into him with your giant great axe, just pushing him back into the rock, which he smashes against with his back and kind of gets the breath knocked out as he gets smashed into it. Yeah, that's how orcs sound. Write that one down.
Do Ryan sound like?
And technically he would have damage from that. Roll a 1d6.
Oh yeah, baby.
Take 7 damage from that. And the impact alone is actually enough to crush his spine against the rock and cause him to
Pulverize.
down against the ground, just dead. Just falls limp. You actually watch Seagrain from behind the guy in front of you. Just watch this orc go flying like a full 5 feet back. Just
Wilhelm scream.
I have that. I have one. I have the Wilhelm scream.
Yes!
That's the here. He just smashes into the rock. Do you want to do anything else? You still have some movement left.
I'm gonna step on him.
Like a bug.
You step on him and just audible crunch as you stomp down
Yes.
his arm, breaking it more.
How terrified is that gnome right now?
Yeah, the gnome right now is... And so now the gnome's turn. The gnome is actually going to watch you doing this and let her to... and actually turn and bolt.
Oh
Between these two rocks and kind of not having any idea of what the hell you are, just this large naked-ish man that's stomping down on an orc is gonna just charge out of the clearing and kind of flee.
No!
Oh, dabbled up.
And that's also, you know, in conjunction with the scary raptor thing that just kind of came flying out of nowhere. Alright, brings us back to the orc, who there's only one standing, and he's gonna turn and seeing, after hearing this, the Wilhelm
Say it again.
scream.
Say it again. After hearing.
After hearing this, this just loud crashing of armor and crushing of bones, and just turning to see both his, presumably his leader hit the ground and his other two comrades just he's gonna actually yell out to his leaders and say, "I'll be back with help," and is gonna actually try and charge. You'll get an opportunity attack, Seagrain.
Right.
So make that up before he begins to charge, as he's just pushing
I'm
up.
going to swing at his leg and try and break him and maim him.
Okay, alright.
You haven't already done that enough? Jesus.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, this man can run. This man can run still.
Wow.
He can move. I won't say it's very fast.
It's kind of a bow-legged hop.
He's like gimping away.
But
And
unfortunately,
you missed
as you go to like
the
swing
nat one.
your hammer low to kick out at his feet or his legs, you actually smash into the fallen head of the other orc and just crush it and squash it like a melon. As it and it stops your attack from unfortunately from hitting the this guy as he just begins to hobble run awkwardly in the other direction, using dash to get as far as he can, and he manages to get about here before Calda, you notice what's going on, and you can
Fuck.
intercept if you would like.
But I'm gonna have to let go of who I have.
To let go of what you have, yep.
Oh no! Guys, take a vote. I could get him.
I'd go for him.
Go for him. Alright, then you bitches better not let this fucker who's the fucking leader escape, alright?
No promises.
Oh, cunts. It pisses me off. That was so good.
That was really good.
I mean,
Since it's Seagrain's turn, technically after, when you go to attack him, I will let Seagrain do something as you are leaving the leader behind.
throw a javelin at him.
But don't kill him, that's the point.
No, at his shin, or his, the back of his thigh.
Pin him
Through
down.
his leg and hit him to the ground with it. Stake him to the ground.
Whatever, what is this thing?
Calf muscle.
I'm gonna throw a spear at his calf.
What is this thing?
Oh my god, Ryan.
Anatomy.
I'm forgetting.
Basic anatomy.
Alright.
Tegan, what's the name of that muscle? The cool name of it?
Gastrocnemius.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, tip too.
Isn't that a dinosaur?
Alright.
You can call back and try and, oh, you can't actually because you're a monster. Never mind.
I can't talk.
You're a dino.
I
Sorry.
cannot talk, I am a beast.
You can't give any indication. You could try and, like, give an indication with your head or something, but it's about as much as you can do.
Basically, as I see this guy running, gonna realize what the fuck I have to do. Be super pissed off about it. And as she lets go of this guy she has pinned down neck, she's gonna scream in his ear
Okay.
with that horrible raptor noise and just try and raptor version of "Don't you fucking move."
Do an intimidation check for me.
Oh. Intimidation.
When you need her.
Me and her are having coffee.
Am I?
Thanks, great. we straight ass chilling.
That's right.
Actually, technically, you guys are currently making your way back.
Is it just straight intimidation or is it intimidation with advantage?
Just straight intimidation.
Okay. That's what I thought.
The loudest sound you possibly can, but you just hear this orc with his head kind of pinned up to the side on the ground. You can still see the side of his head. He's looking up at you out of the corner of his eye, and he just kind of bares his teeth and back in response.
Alright, and then I'm gonna push off of this fucker, pushing good and hard with those claws, and pounce the runner.
All right, do your attack for me.
So pounce, and then it's gonna be close. Shit.
Oh no! As you bend down to screech as loud as you can in the leader's ear, and you just hear the in response. You turn and go to charge at this one and leap to try and attack him and perhaps pin him. You see he's actually turned his head to look back at you at the noise, and he manages to with that look see you coming in time, just enough to kind of shuffle out of the way, avoiding your pounce and also narrowly avoiding your claws as well, as he just continues to shuffle forward and makes his way out of the clearing.
I
Shit.
thought you said I could do something after.
You can do something to where you have in your range, which is currently just leader,
Pin him.
Keep him
Pin
pinned down.
him.
who is currently getting back up.
Pin him down.
Can I just charge him and try and tackle him to the ground?
You would have to use your action to dash because you're a dwarf and you are not fast.
Oh no.
So I can't pin him to the ground?
No, because it uses an action, technically.
Elder's gonna beat your ass.
I am gonna beat your ass. Pin him down, or so help me God. You will meet God.
I can't do what I can't do.
That means spear him
I know.
in the
Shoot
calf.
him in the leg somewhere where he can't run no more.
Chop his feet off!
Because he's technically still in the process of getting up and is kind of still half prone, you can get advantage on your javelin throw.
Alright. We're gonna throw him the fucking side of his calf.
Pin him to the ground.
And plunge him to the ground.
Right, you heft your javelin up over your shoulder and throw it across the field. Just as he's getting up, you have a nice, juicy view of his back, calf, and thigh area. You manage to embed it deep into the back of his thigh, making him cry as it actually comes out to the other side of his leg, and you just see blood kind of
Into the dirt.
dirt in front of him, and he falls back down on his knee and is not able to get up.
Yes!
Incredibly wounded, the head of the bloody head of the javelin jutting out of his leg, trying to yank it out, but is still prone from that attack. And that'll bring us to Pip, who is just running up next to you, Seagrain, and is kind of looking at Kalda as the other orc hobbles, dashes into the low shrubs and trees beyond this craggy clearing, and is going to call out, "What do we do?"
I'm a dinosaur. I can't talk.
He's calling out to you.
Ryan, you're the only one that can
Like, shoot him? Or is he
No, not the kneeling one. Not the kneeling one. Do not shoot the kneeling one.
I know that.
The other one's
The other
gone.
one completely gone.
He is out.
Can you chase
He's at
him
the dirt
outside the
tree
clearing?
line.
You can chase him out if you would like, but you'll have to try and track him.
1v1 him.
You should just question this guy.
1v1 him. 1v1 him.
Alright. And currently Howdor is just stomping on the bloody corpse. There's other.
We have to still go get that gnome.
Yep, the gnome went one direction, the orc went the other, and Fibble currently looks incredibly frightened. He's kind of crouching under a shrub, questioning his decision to ask you guys for help. And with that, Pip is just gonna nod to you, so you're gonna say, "Oh, right, didn't Kelda say something? Getting information?
Yeah, let's question him.
Right, okay." And he'll stow away his short bow again. We'll end combat, as all you have now is the orc in the middle of this, just grunting and trying to deal with the multiple wounds he has sustained.
So combat's over.
Combat is over.
Alright, Calda's gonna, still holding up a raptor form, go back over to him and put one claw just like on his throat and just hold it there. And wait
Okay.
for the others to get over there.
Gonna move right here.
Right. Being disarmed and badly wounded, the orc is not going to attempt to attack or resist at this time. He is kind of just kneeling there, trying to hold his wound from gushing too much blood and just kind of giving you this stinky side eye. Kalda, holding your claw to his throat.
Just gonna bare the teeth at him.
Yeah. What do you want to do, Seagrain? Seagrain and Pip walk up. I'm not sure how they're in combat.
Outdoor is going to go over to the gnome and attempt to put him on his head again.
Alright.
No, I'm hot.
As you walk back over, you are currently covered in a considerable amount of blood, and kind of just without saying anything or making any indication, reach out one hand to grab this gnome. You're actually going to, please, good sir, please don't touch me. He kind of scrambles back another 10 feet away from you.
Outdoor's going to look sad and sit down.
And you plop down in the spot, kind of just looking sadly down at your lip, club in your lap. And Pibblestop is kind of just gonna sniffle a little bit and waddle around, giving you a good distance, and tiptoe his way over the bloody battlefield, kind of over near where you guys are, and just say, "Dabbledop,
Appletop.
Dabbledop," like he's calling out the name of the other gnome, but not seeing. Pip is gonna turn around and say, I'm afraid your friend decided we weren't quite friendly enough for her liking. I think she left." This he's going to kind of look sad. And, "Oh, shoot. There goes the key.
Key.
She had the keys to our workshop when we fled. I wanted to get back in there."
Is there something in there that we can use?
Oh, there's many, many things. You think us gnomes don't have our gadgets? But unfortunately, the door is trapped with a, whole hell of a contraption that I'm afraid you can't get around unless you have the key. Maybe not such a good idea in hindsight. He's gonna kind of scratch his chin and look down.
He's gonna turn back to the orc. And move up next to Kelde.
Alright, Pip walks up with you. So Calda's just walking up to put her claw in his throat, and you walk up to see him kneeling there, not saying anything. I'm just grunting every now and then in a considerable amount of pain. What do you want to say?
I'm gonna slam my shield down half an inch from his eye.
He's kneeling.
Yes, he's on the ground. Oh, he's kneeling. I
No,
thought he
he-
was on the ground.
No, he's kneeling.
Oh. Well, I'm just gonna question him then.
I'm not gonna have a cool fancy shield move.
No.
Alright.
Why are you attacking Nomengard?
Right.
So apathetic. It was great.
The orc is just gonna glance up at you and not really moving his head because there's currently a raptor claw held up to his neck, but he's gonna kind of grunt. Might as well killed me. You know I'm not gonna tell you anything.
He's gonna look at Kelde.
Just poke that claw a little harder.
He's gonna hold his chin up and kind of just grunt with a little laugh. Clearly does not seem that afraid of death.
Intimidation check.
How are you gonna intimidate him?
Oh, I thought she was intimidating him.
Are you going to threaten to smash his balls? Or lightly grasp them?
Or persuade him.
Like,
I'll threaten to fondle him like I do all my party members.
No.
Or persuade.
Pip takes a step to the side.
No.
He's gonna kind of clear his throat. This is Pip. What my friend means is, how about we'll let you live if you tell us why you're attacking Nomengard. And again, Pip's voice is not all that confident sounding when he says it. Though he tries to sound like a tough guy, but the orc kind of just looks at him and really laughs this time. Just kill me now.
Wait, my helmet has nice glowing red eyes, doesn't it?
It does.
I'm gonna slam my shield down and kneel in front of him, just shoving my face in front of him. Why are you attacking Nomengard?
All right, do an intimidation check.
This'll go well.
I believe that gives you advantage on intimidation. Let me look. Is that what it says?
I didn't look.
It does. It gives you advantage on intimidation checks. Nice, nice. At this, the orc is gonna look up into your claw frame, just glowing red-eyed helmet that begins to glow brilliantly as you're saying this, almost on command, and is gonna kind of Great Orcus. We were there for the magic, the wild magic. We want the beacon. And at that, Philistop is going to have taken a step forward, is going to take another step back as your helmet begins glowing this bright red eyes, and your voice somehow almost sounds more ominous and threatening as well. And is going to, not the beacon. How did they know about this? Kind of almost to himself, half in fear, half out of curiosity. And the orc does not say any more than that. He kind of just keeps staring at you.
He's gonna hold the gaze and how many of you are there?
Do another intimidation with advantage. $19 and $22. Wow. 2 dozen.
Howder is now also.
Howder's like, I want to be in here.
That's what.
He seems like he's saying these things like almost through his teeth. Like he's terrified almost through some kind of outside force, just forcing this out of him, but he's trying not to say more.
How did you learn about the beacon?
Nothing. We hadn't gotten in yet. I know nothing more.
Who's in charge?
Who's leading this raid?
Say something?
What?
Oh, you made a weird sound. Sorry. Borden's in charge.
Did you say boredom?
Borden.
Okay.
Boredom also rules my.
Need more information. He's gonna look at Calde.
You could ask him where all the are located.
At this point, the orc seems to have been shaken free of whatever influence held him, whatever odd primal fear, and he's now just staring at you with this angry look. Also, nothing more.
Angry orc.
Angry orc.
Calda's gonna look at the claw she has pressed to the orc's throat and then look at Pip and just tilt her head and make a sound.
Pip will look at that and kind of just nod to himself, his eyes squinting a little bit. It's like thoughtfully, like, yeah, I think it is time to kill him.
He's gonna nod at Calde. Go ahead and eat him if you like.
Did we promise not to kill him?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Pip kind of said it offhandedly, but wasn't that successful or convincing.
Well, he didn't agree to Pip,
No,
so he doesn't get that.
Really? Is that how promises work?
We didn't make a promise. He didn't agree to the promise. I
You
forced
did?
it out of him.
That's true. But Pip did say, we'll let you live if you speak. Or if you tell us why you're attacking Nomagard, and he did
Yeah.
technically tell me why.
He did.
But
We said
do
we
you
wouldn't
give
kill
a
him.
shit?
We didn't. We said we wouldn't kill him. We did not say we would help him. He is bleeding a lot.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna take the claw away from his throat and step back.
And that Pip is going to nod once again and also step back, kind of on cue with you, and just say, "But we did say we wouldn't kill you, so we'll let the elements do that instead."
he's gonna back up, but keep his red glowing eyes locked on the orc.
And Howdor is going to follow suit, kind of not really understanding why you guys are backing up, but wanting to also look cool. Alright.
I'm gonna
And
turn
with
back
that-
the others.
You turn back to Fibblestop to just find him kind of with his head down, his hand kind of pressed into his temples. He just seems like he's thinking curiously and or furiously and just muttering to himself. They're there for the beacon. He looks up. We must go back. We must go back quickly.
Fiddlestop, tell us about this beacon.
Is the orc still there, or is he trying to leave?
The orc is still there. He's currently still attempting to yank the javelin out of his thigh.
Bro, that's how you bleed to death.
Yeah, he's not a very smart orc.
We're gonna let him do that.
I'm gonna turn around and just yank it out.
No, don't do that! Don't do that! We said we wouldn't kill him.
I'm not.
That would effectively be killing him.
You just hear a "Ugh," as you yank back on this javelin, just ripping it back out of the thigh, leaving this nasty, like, meaty...
You whore!
You whore!
I'm not
She
killing
thinks
him, he's gonna
furiously
bleed out.
at you.
You causing him to bleed out kills him.
We are the one who made him bleed in the first place.
Yeah, but he wasn't gonna die from those.
What?
Also, just quick realization. I am a purple dinosaur.
You are a purple dinosaur.
Are you Barney?
I can see.
love you.
As you finish yanking the javelin out, and this orc kind of just grunts, he kind of tries to stand up, but is unable to use that leg, so he kind of just sits down, rumbles, "Let's take you," and tries to reach out for his axe, actually, as if he's going to attack.
This is what happens when you do these things, you bitch.
Drive the javelin into his throat.
Don't! We said we wouldn't kill him.
Yeah, well, he broke his end of the deal.
He didn't say he wouldn't kill
You
us.
have a deal.
Well, you drive the javelin into the orc's throat, and just as blood gushes out as
Ryan, you whore!
throats are stabbed, and he collapses dead. Pip kind of just, that didn't feel very good.
I'm gonna drop purple dinosaur form.
Oh wow,
and-
Martin's coming out of
Drop
wild
it.
shape early.
He's
Just,
pissed.
truth is coming out of her well to shame you.
Everybody's afraid.
How do I make it go back? I forgot.
Is there a restore transformation button at the top?
Doesn't the DM have to do it?
I have one. I just don't know if you have access to it.
Tastes
Oh?
really weird.
Mango.
Yay!
Mango.
Aha!
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna go up to Seagrain and whack him on the head with my staff.
He's gonna shrug his shoulders.
Roll a 1d6 for me.
Who's rolling the 1d6?
Alda. She's not pissed enough to deal any real amount of damage.
Not trying to hurt him, just to be like,
Light bruise.
you complete mud flap.
Alright, that's the kind of laugh we let out after we just cold-blooded murdered someone. Right.
The dwarf is psycho.
Pip is gonna kind of
Not
back
the best
away
paladin.
a little bit.
Questionable paladin at best.
Paladin part of
Howdor's just
him.
kind of has his head tilted, like, curious as to what's going on.
After he hears that,
He's
I'm gonna look at the other dwarf stuff that I saw was left over here.
Gnomes?
Other dwarf, excuse me, other gnome.
Right, the
I
other
was thinking about my anger at a dwarf.
Alright. You do see lying in the grass seems to be just a small, looks like a sling of some sort. And a little, like almost like a canteen of sorts, just a small pouch. But nothing much more than that.
I'm gonna pick him up.
Alright, you pick up the other gnome's things.
In case we run into that gnome again, she can get him back.
He's gonna walk up to Fibblestop and take off his helmet for a moment.
Mm. Is that some kind of magic trick?
I haven't figured it out yet.
I see that. Well, you folks are certainly a bit rough in your ways, aren't you?
At least he is.
He'll kind of glance over at you, Kalda. Says the lady that turns into raptors.
But I didn't kill him.
That's true. But you can deal with orcs at the very least, and I'm thankful for that, although... Did anybody see where Dabbledop went?
I did.
To the west.
That's unfortunate. She's not the most brave-hearted, so...
I can track.
Can you track? You have tracking skills?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wonderful.
Try and catch up with her.
Okay.
Wonderful. I can't tell heads from tails in these woods. I almost got lost trying to get out of here, so... Follow your lead.
Before we
Alright.
go, tell us, Fibblestop, why are you so afraid of them getting this beacon?
It's very important to me and my people.
What exactly is it? Is it a weapon?
No, it's a source of magical power. He kind of looks at you, a little bit of a questioning look on his face, as though he's not quite willing to tell you more than that.
Intimidate him.
Is it
No.
an object? Is it a physical thing?
Yes and no.
Is it possible for someone to take it?
Why, yes.
Well,
Okay.
better that we keep it away from them.
Well, we
bet.
don't take it. We just keep them away.
And he kind of looks between you as you say that, and it's very, very important to Nomen Guard. We've guarded it for many hundreds of years, and it would be an absolute catastrophe if the orcs got a hold of it. In fact, I don't even know how they know it exists. We've kept it a secret from all prying eyes all these years.
Every dungeon has rats.
You think
Kinda
there's
squints
more
at you.
in the gnomes?
Not gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna start tracking the other gnome.
All right. We'll start with a survival check then, as you try and track.
Track that gnome.
Track that gnome. Track that gnome.
No.
Track that gnome.
And even with the kind of rocky, rough terrain around here, your keen eye is able to pick out kind of just the light scuffs and scrapes of footmarks and dragging steps on the rocks and in the dirt. And you manage to pick up the trail of Dabbledop.
Going. Going. Gone.
Adorable.
You?
Bless you.
So adorable.
Why do you think sneezes are adorable, Mom? I've always wondered that.
She's
Just
weird.
2 seasons.
I don't know why people think that.
Mom's just weird, you know?
I mean, we all know this.
You don't say they're cute when I do the ah.
Because that sounds like an
was
old man having an aneurysm.
Yeah. What
Yeah, but
Lauren
those
said.
are more frequent. I feel like
No, usually you do the acute one. That you...
the acute one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good angle.
Wow.
Anyways,
I'll just
I
lead
guess
the way
I'm
and
tracking this fucking gnome alone.
we'll follow her.
No, everybody's following you, I believe. At least Pip is for sure. They all follow you between these two large rocky outcroppings, and you make your way back into the trees, or low shrubbery, whatever you prefer.
Low shrubbery.
Low shrubbery.
Bring me a strawberry.
He's gonna turn
Alright.
to the gnome as they walk.
Wow, Kelly, your cousin is just like you.
Wow.
What?
Which one?
Kim,
Oh yeah.
she's sticking her tongue out in her volleyball photo.
Yep.
Volleyball.
Volleyball.
You fall
Volleyball.
down. You fall
That's
down.
what happened to that orc's balls volleyball.
All right, you walk a few 100 feet between the shrubs, kind of keeping track of the footprints and the just light traces of this not very sneaky gnome as you follow along. And I'd say another 300 feet, and I'll have you do another survival check.
Okie. Did it roll? No? Try again.
Not yet. What?
Wow! Those survival skills. All right, and you keep on the trail, following it along another 100 feet before you manage to hear just a slight off to the side, seeming to come from behind a large tree. One of the only large trees in this entire valley that you've seen thus far.
I'm gonna walk up and poke my head around the tree and just go, hello?
And as you poke your head around the side of the tree, you do in fact see a little Dabbledop. Although this time her leather helmet goggle combination has been removed and is sitting in her lap. And she looks up. You can see the slight pointed ears of the gnomes that kind of fall back behind her head. And there's a long, just curly brown hair and big green eyes. She looks up at you and goes, "Ah!"
I'm not a raptor anymore.
Yeah, but you just said hi there out of nowhere.
Sure. Stuck my head around a tree. Hello.
And she'll let out her little screech and kind of shuffle back a little bit and then go with her hand pressed to her throat. Just, I thought you were orcs.
No orcs here. Just, she's gonna look back at the random group of people. Just strange. Well, we have a friend of yours.
He's gonna push Phil stop forward.
I will stop. As soon as you walked over, without any indication of what you had found, you could have just walked over and stuck your head around a tree. Once he realizes you're talking to Dabbledop and he hears her voice, he's gonna go, oh, Dabbledop, you lived, I'm so happy, and he'll just kind of waddle forward as fast as he can with his little gnome legs and peer around the tree to her, and she'll go, oh, for once, I'm actually happy to see you, and she'll stand up. They'll actually kind of just shake hands for a brief second.
Oh, I thought maybe they were married.
No. He kind of just. He seems like he seems like a sniffler. Oh, well, nice to see you too. Maybe I'm not so glad you lived. And he kind of and crosses his arms and looks away. Yeah. Grump, and she looks at all of you and says, "Well, I suppose you're here to help then."
I mean, preferably. Can also not help, but we would like to help.
Well, I think that we would all prefer if you helped.
We'd like to save as many gnomes as we can.
So what's the deal with the beacon? Dual stop won't save a whole lot.
Her eyes kind of go wide as you say that, and she looks between you and Fibblestomp and says, You told them? You told them about the beacon?" She's really upset.
The orcs told us. The orcs told us.
He'll kind of like put his hands up and be like, "Oh, wow. Yeah, what she said, the orcs somehow know about it." Oh. She'll kind of look quizzically just up in the air at seemingly nothing, as though she's seeing like something up there that's hinting at her what something she needs to know. And she says,
Kyle's gonna like look up and look back at her and like look up again, and then put a hand over her eyes.
over Dabbledoff's eyes.
No, that's not what I meant, but yes, that's better.
She'll kind of like shoo your hands away from her eyes and kind of just squint at you. Well, I thought that this would happen soon. That's not good at all. The beacon is, well, me and Fibblestop are its guardians. Technically, I suppose. I don't know if that's the right word, perhaps, but, well, it's the source of all wild magic from Nomengard. It fuels our entire lifestyle, the food we eat, the gadgets that we create. It's incredibly important to us, and it's very powerful, and it's a secret we've kept for many, many hundreds of years. I have no idea
have a source of like raw magic?
She'll just nod her head.
Is it safe?
It's raw magic. Of course, it's not safe.
Oh no.
Is it protected?
Oh, I thought you meant is it volatile, and I was gonna tell you about all the weird shit that happens all over, but it should be safe, unless they know of its whereabouts. It's in a protected place, certainly.
Your
Perhaps-
workshop?
No, not the workshop. A much safer place. She'll kind of catch herself as she's speaking and kind of squint back up at you and just, how do we know we can trust you anyways?
I could snap your neck if I wanted to, and I'm not.
She'll actually just like freeze in place. Her eyes look a little wide.
Which is hilarious, because aren't halflings the same size as gnomes?
Yeah. It'll be like, just staring like straight at you and just be like, halflings are crazy. I've never liked halflings. Getting all uppity about it. Well, I guess that answers that.
Smile.
Fibblestop will kind of interject then and be like, hold your horses and gadgets, Dibblestop. They did technically save you from those orcs. And they said they were willing to help, and I mean, if they're willing to next, we can use a little neck snapping right now.
Go look at Dibbledop.
Dabbledop.
Dabbledop. Cretin.
Oh my. Do you have like an army or a guards?
Or could you use the magic to your defense?
Now that's a much better question. Well, we've been trying. When we had left, we had mounted a forward defense, but we're not fighters. I'm sure you realize that. I'm not sure how long they could have held out until now. She kind of looks down at a weird little gadget that she's got on her wrist. It seems like some kind of small mechanical thing, possibly to tell time. And she says, "Oh, well, it's been 2.5 hours now. We have to go back." Just like start walking into the woods again without any indication of gesturing for you to follow. Just start
I
walking.
was just gonna walk with her.
You just fall in step.
We're all just gonna follow.
He's gonna hold up a hand with his mouth open like he's about to ask something like, never mind. And just follow you all as you walk back into the trees without a second's hesitation and very unceremoniously. And you begin to head back to Nomad with these two little gnomes leading the way as best they can. They know the general area, but they are prone to getting a bit lost, so they might need your help as you travel back.
I'll help them.
All right.
Getting some racial tension between the gnome and the halfling here, Jesus.
He turned to Fiddlestop. Do you know if the city's already been taken?
And you turn to Fiddlestop, and him walking next to you is really hilarious. Like the gnome fast walk with their elbows raised in the air, just going at it as they're walking. He'll just turn to you without stopping in his stride with his elbow still going up. I don't think that they've taken it. Well, it's been 2.5 hours. When we had left, they had not managed to breach the clifftop entrances yet. So I'm sure they have by now. Defense is incredibly sturdy, but they have not yet gotten to the throne room. Our king.
Think there's some gadgets there we can use to clear them out?
And Dabbledop at his side is just gonna plenty of gadgets if you're looking for a reward, don't you worry.
Well, I wasn't really thinking about a reward, just getting the job done.
Oh, but you were, weren't you?
The reward isn't as important as the job.
I can see that look in your eye. All you dwarves are the same.
So racist.
Fucking gnome just hates everyone.
The gnomes are racist.
Gnomes are pretty reclusive, so
Racist as fuck.
they're pretty racist.
He's just gonna clear his throat.
And you continue on. I'm gonna have Kelda, you do one just overall survival check to see how well you navigate. All right. You navigate well enough. I almost said wavigate. You wavigate.
That's how the gnomes talk.
Navigate through the woods. You navigate well enough.
Navigate.
This valley. It's not too difficult as the gnomes are kind of pointing you in the general direction, just deeper down into or I should say up into the valley as it kind of slopes upwards. The foothills begin to turn into rockier and rockier crags and ridges as you get closer and closer to where it looks like two different branches of the Sword Mountains kind of come to a head and come to a point and meet. And that's where the valley ends, and you're just kind of heading straight down in that direction. So it's not too hard to follow. Just keep to the mountains. And also heeding Fibblestop's earlier advice, you kind of veer a little bit to the southeast and follow along the edge of the mountain, kind of just along the base, staying off of that small path that you had seen earlier. I'm kind of trying to be sneakier approach from as good of an angle as you can. And it gets getting to about 3, or no, I'll say 2 in the afternoon now after that fight. And you're traveling another better part of an hour to get to this final destination. And you begin to hear and see more like this small stream that you had been kind of following. Well, not exactly following, but you had seen snaking through this valley as you're traveling, begins to widen a little bit and kind of come to a head at what you can hear in the distance is a thundering waterfall. And so loud that even from many, many hundreds of feet away, you can hear it even before you see it. And you finally crest over a ridge and see what looks like the headwaters of a mountain stream that just comes crashing down these tall, very, very tall, rugged cliffs, the sides of the mountain, and it kind of falls into a two-tiered waterfall at the very tip head of this valley. And at the base of it, you can see what looks like a small, very colorful, and oddly vibrant pool of water that has collected at the base of the stream, as well as these sounds of grunting and low, rugged voices as you walk into this space. And let me transfer you guys over. And you
Ooh,
walk
water.
into again this large kind of cliff, base of the cliffside uh, enclosure here. And you can see you've walked up along the base of the mountain. You've walked up along a spot that's kind of hidden. It's a little bit ways into a couple of low trees and shrubs and ridges. So you're fairly well hidden from a few 100 feet away, or about 120 feet away. You see what looks like a orcish encampment of some sort. There's several orcs currently sitting outside to the low rumbling sounds of their voices as they're chattering to each other. Some of them, in fact, seem wounded, and they're being kind of screeched at in a way by a large, looks like an orcish female, a war maiden of sorts, who has her hand dug into the fur on the back of a large, large bear. And beyond that, you just see the pool with the waterfall beyond, and several, looks like hilltop or cliff top entrances are kind of dug into the side of this cliff. Oh, that's really loud. Shh.
It's a loud waterfall, though.
It is loud, but you're not close enough to it yet. Shh, 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 shh. All right. As you creep forward, Fibblestop is going to kind of point frantically over to the orcs and back up at the cliffs and say, "Up there! Up there! We have to get up there! It looks like they've breached the defenses."
How do you recommend we get there? Gesturing at, like, the encampment that we can see.
Well, me and Dabbledop snuck around them before. Perhaps we can do it again. He kind of gestures forward to where you can see is, again, a low cluster of bushes, shrubs, some trees, some rocky outcroppings that look like they might be enough for you to sneak behind.
He's gonna look at Double Stop and just point at Howdor.
Not sneaky.
I mean, I don't know how much it would help, but I could, in theory, enhance his ability to be sneaky.
He's 9
Oh.
feet tall.
This is true.
Oh, where's Pip? Pip, come back.
Pip, come back.
Pip is very confused.
He got lost.
Stumbles out of the shrubs.
What if...
Hey, keep your voices down. Keep your voices down.
Sorry.
Scale these cliffs to our right, and then work our way around.
This is Pip talking, by the way. He kind of is crouched down, looking over the heads of these two gnomes at the encampment that's over this stream, and just says, "Well, I don't know if that'd be a good idea. Put yourself kind of more obviously in the open on the edge of a massive cliff."
Like a sitting duck.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. He looks up at Howdor and quizzically.
Well, here, how about this?
Well, perhaps Howdor can stay hidden somewhere?
Yeah.
It's either we sneak in or we have to fight them, and I can only see. How many can you see from here? He kind of squints over their heads again, trying to count.
At least 4.
As the gnomes are kind of they apparently can't see very well because Dabbledop is actually gonna like let out a little squeak and they have she'll like jam her shoulder or her elbow very what looks like painfully into the side of a Philistop and say, look, they have some. And she'll just point furiously over it. It looks like 3 gnomes are also tied up and bound, kind of just thrown off to the side of where these orcs are. Not quite camped, but it seems like they have some kind of basic operation for tending to their wounded and kind of just sitting around and eating around a small campfire that was rustled up out of nearby twigs and things. They are all alive, but they look badly beaten.
Oh. Okay. Well, so much for that plan. Do you think we have a chance of sneaking up over there and letting them go?
There's a bear.
I can handle the bear.
You think so?
I can try to talk it around.
I think we would have a chance if you were able to turn it on to our side.
I'm willing to try.
It's risky.
Fibblestop kind of like shuffles around in place for a bit nervously and just sniffles a little bit and says, I don't like this. There was many of them when we last saw them, and I don't know where they are now. Possibly on the interior. There's only 4 of you.
Well, if we take on the smaller group and let those other gnomes free, maybe they can tell us what they know.
Yeah. I think we have a chance if we fight guerrilla style.
I'll leave the
Gorilla or
fighting
gorilla?
Gorilla. He's gonna throw gorilla at him.
Gorilla style.
Wait, I don't know how to say it.
It's gorilla. Gorilla.
Gorilla.
Not gorilla.
Gorilla.
Gorilla is a quote from Tarzan.
Just picking off small groups at a time. We know there's 24, they said. We dispatched 3 of them.
4. Well, no, you're right. 1 got away.
Yes.
1 that got away. I mean, let's save those gnomes. Let's just do it. I'm gonna be stealthy and try to sneak along either the cliff. What do you think? The cliff face here, or do we try to come up the backside over here across the river?
Either
No
ways.
suggestions?
Stop.
No, I'm leaving the combat judgment to you. Pip
One
kinda
way
just
we follow the cliff and cross a log, or yes.
Either way, we're kind of approaching across an open field.
You're right. I vote we take the log way.
The log way.
Oh my god.
Ha ha ha! And she's just gonna start walking along the cliff face.
He's just gonna follow her.
Okay, you guys creep forward.
Gonna try and be stealthy.
I'm trying to be stealthy. I am gonna have you all roll stealth checks as you come up around here.
Good thing I didn't come along. I would have ruined it.
That bothers me.
That you can't see.
Yep.
What's Howder doing? Alright. You guys all creep along the bottom of this mountainside, really, more than cliffside, and kind of just darting between ridges and rocks and low shrubs, trying to hide behind anything you can find at this point with the barren landscape around you. And luckily, it seems that the orcs on the other side of the stream are too preoccupied with their well, some of them seem to be being quite rowdy around the campfire, and the others seem to be kind of groaning and cussing from pretty bad wounds. And you're able to creep up just to around here, kind of creeping your head around this low, bushy tree to get a better look at them.
Yeah, stop and whisper to Double Dop.
Dabble Dop!
Do you guys have any gadgets with you that we could use?
And Dabbledop's gonna just perk up. She's put her goggles and her leather cap back on. She's no, when I left in such a hurry, I wasn't able to grab anything. Did lock the workshop, though. She says that matter-of-factly, like she's very proud of herself.
Well, that's good.
Alright, you've crept around to the, you can see a little bit better now. You do hear, as you're getting closer to the waterfall, you can hear the of the bear as it's kind of just standing there, seeming to be at attention, splitting its focus between trying to scare these gnomes into submission and keeping an eye out in the surrounding area, with the orc war maiden standing next to him, seeming to keep him in line. The other 5 that you can see now, orcs, do not seem to be paying much attention.
Okay. Well, any bright ideas, or are we just gonna rush across this log?
What if we make a distraction and split them up?
We could, because if I can get a chance to try and get the bear's attention without anything getting in the way, I can attempt to talk it over.
That would be perfect.
With the bear.
Yes.
Alright,
But the
what do you
thing
guys want?
is, if I do manage to convince the bear, nobody can hurt it. If you hurt it, the convincing will no longer work.
So we'll keep our distance so we don't accidentally trip and hit him.
Correct.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
So distraction it is. Do we want to send someone down like here on the river to make a lot of noise while we go over the top on the log?
Yeah.
I guess
If they
that's as
get
good a
me-
plan as any.
If they get in trouble, they can just rejoin us.
Fibblestub is going to kind of look nervously between all of you as you're coming up with this plan, and just kind of grab Dabbledop by the arm and just say, I hope you don't mind if we stay hidden a little bit, maybe a lot.
Did you guys have any gadgets we could use?
No, I just said we don't have any gadgets.
Alright. Stay hidden.
And if you don't mind, keep an eye out for anyone else coming and let us know if there's reinforcements.
Oh, I have the best warning scream. I'll let you know.
Perfect. That'll do good.
Alright.
seems visibly terrified at this point. Starting to creep in. As you guys put your plan into motion, so who are you gonna be sending out?
I'll do it.
No, we need you. We need everyone here. That's why this is hard.
Yeah.
Hip
My-
kind of raises his brows and says, I can do it.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty quick on my feet.
If anything happens, you sprint to us.
Yep.
Yeah, do not try to engage them by yourself. Do not.
Absolutely not.
I'll do my best. He's kind of hopping up and down on the balls of his feet at this point. Adrenaline is setting in. Says, all right, just give me the signal when I go.
Fuck it. Before Pip goes, then I'm gonna grab his arm and cast Enhance Ability.
All right.
And I am giving him... He can have Cat's Grace.
Nice. All right. Dexterity checks. Perfect. You're gonna grab his arm and you're just gonna like shiver a little bit as this warm power goes through him. He's like, thanks. Thanks, Calda. Nodding to you.
No problem. Don't get shot.
Be careful out there.
Right. Nod again. What was your question, Ryan?
He gets an 11 health shield too, right?
Alright.
Yep.
Ready?
Alright.
Oh no, it does not.
Alright,
It's only if you
Pip,
get
whenever
past
you're
it.
ready.
Okay, right. As soon as I start making
Yeah,
noise.
that's only for bear's endurance.
Yeah. And without much further ado, he just charges between these two rocks and dashes across the clearing. And for those who can see him, you just see him kind of stand back, put both hands to his mouth, and go, "Hey, booger brains!" Just shouting across, and his voice kind of echoing between the cliff sides of these encroaching mountains, and you just see immediately you can hear as angry bear sounds as the bear kind of turns and looks at him, and the orc war maiden also kind of looks with this strange kind of like almost feral stance. She kind of crouches down and just hisses in his direction as he shows up suddenly on the other side of the stream. The three other orcs sitting around the fire kind of clamber to their feet, and all of them go and let out this loud, angry shout of rage and almost a war cry of sorts as they hop down off of this ridge and begin to charge across the field at him.
I'm gonna push Seagreen ahead of me and go, 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 go!
Right, and as you watch these five figures charge across the field through this the heavy footsteps of the bear, and you guys kind of just duck out from behind this tree and dash towards the log. We're actually going to stop there.
Ha!
Because it's time for the other party to go.
Yeah.
All right, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We'll end on that
Yeah.
suspenseful note.
You guys wanted to take on 24 orcs by yourself. Have fun with that.
There's only 5 of them here. And a bear.
And 2
now.
of those 5 are injured.
Yep. Well,
Armor!
I'm taking that bear. That's gonna be my bear.
take that bear, make it your friend.
Has some lovely war paint on it.
It does, that's why it must be my bear.
Eternal member of the party.
Alright.
Kelly, do you know what Bill Ma?
I do not.
Okay.
Well, it got really quiet.
Because the waterfall stopped.
Look at that screen.
Look at those eyes.
That elephant has seen some shit.
Oh crap, now I have to go back to the other screen.
I'm gonna go have a mental breakdown. I'll be right back.
Mental breakdown in the toilet?
And it looks even worse when you put the blinky eye in it.
Don't flap your cheeks at me.
This yearbook was super cool. They did like a Year of the Tiger theme.
Yeah. They're the Ogden Tigers, so
Oh,
that's their
how
mascot.
was that time?
We had some really fun, nice rolls.
That was all good rolls that whole session.
I'm still not over the nat 20 on the grapple.
Yep.
That
Every
was
time,
incredible.
guys, honestly, there's like of the 10 or so crazy things you've done, like 7 of them have all gotten nat 20s.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like the universe goes, you're doing something dumb and weird? Fuck yeah.
Here's a nat 20.
I found a cute 80s boy.
Uh-oh.
boy.
His name's
Which
Billy
means he's no
Newport.
longer a boy.
You want to show him?
Yeah.
He was a boy in the 80s.
Hello, Billy Newport.
Hello,
I
Billy.
wish you were still whatever age you were here. Actually, no,
You
don't be
can-
that age. I forgot I'm 20. I forgot I'm 20.
Billy's my daddy now.
Oh my god.
Tegan's gonna get arrested.
Oh, wonderful. Don't get arrested.
Please don't get arrested.
No, let's get arrested. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
It's
everybody
not
gets
hard
arrested,
nowadays.
don't they? It's just
I
normal.
did.
I know.
Okay, everybody.
should be arrested at least once.
This is Billy Newport. I no longer think he's cute because that's kind of creepy now. I
Against the
forgot I'm old. Yeah, I
Mhm,
forgot I was
Okay,
old.
sure. So this is a
But he's
picture
so
of a nice
cute.
boy.
Yeah.
This is a picture of a nice boy. That's how we say it.
He's a
Oh, he looks
nice
like a
boy.
bad boy.
Yeah,
Looks
I like
Billy
that.
bad boy.
He has really fucking droopy eyes.
He's like, I'm a bad boy.
Well, he looks like he's done drugs and then stared at his his own imagination's version of the devil in a mirror. Like he doesn't look like someone
Jeez.
with good thoughts.
Wow.
Has anybody ever accused you of having an overactive imagination?
I don't think you have.
Never actually.
Okay, just wondering. Just curious. Just throwing it out there.
Impossible.
Look how shiny his hair is, though.
It's grease.
It's
I'll-
so shiny.
I'll
You
see
can't
your
have
photo of him where it's
shiny
legal. And then I'll say it's cute again.
We
He's
all
gonna
know
grow
you
up to be really
But
fucking
anyways,
creepy.
Teague already ruined it. Alright, I'm gonna take a 15-minute break.
Yes.
And
Yee.
pee and shit, and then we will get to Mom and Kelly.
Yeah.
Alright,
What am I supposed to be looking at here? Why
It's
am
an
I on this
elephant
page?
from Dumbo.
we're number 1.
I'm so confused.
Stay that way.
Wow.
Stay confused.
Oh, I'm just bad at writing, and I meant to write a 5, and I wrote a 4. You know what? I'm not mad. I found Billy Newport. It's all part of the plan.
It is.
Wow, your
It's all
cousin
part of
Chris does not look any different.
No,
You look
he really
the same.
doesn't. Yeah. It's small. That's a small thing too. We look pretty much the same. We don't really change too much genetically. Other than we just get bigger as we get older. That is a common thing. Like we all got fat. So that's a Moss side thing. I'm pretty sure. Or a diabetes thing. I'm not sure. One of those things.
That's like some good Michael Jackson hair. Damn.
Mhm.
Go you, Laura Martin.
Well, Michael Jackson was the thing back in the day, you know.
Yeah, she did it
People
real
wear
good.
like I wore parachute pants. 'Cause of
Hell
Michael Jackson.
yeah!
Yeah, everybody did.
I
I
had-
had a sequin glove. I used to put it on and pretend I was Michael Jackson.
Yes.
I had gray parachute pants. I remember them.
Had red. Had bright red. Oh man,
They were really comfortable.
they were.
And they're like sweatpants, except even poofier. And made out of
Yeah, unfortunately,
Windproof.
jeans got really popular and really expensive when we were in school.
Yeah, they did.
oh, it's the Levi moment.
No, it was a Guess jeans moment.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, Levi's were cheap. We didn't like them back then.
Yes, jeans
That's
was
funny.
where it's at.
Yes,
Because
yeah,
those are
'cause
fucking expensive right
they're
now.
expensive. They tapered the legs in, and that's you wear skinny leg jeans.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's when skinny jeans became a thing. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, skinny jeans had a rebirth. Original skinny jeans, and then
Not
they had
really
a
skinny. It was
rebirth.
just the bottoms were skinny.
Bottoms were tapered, but now, yeah, it's true. Just the bottoms were tapered. That was the birth of the beginning of skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Until it became skinny jeans 2.0.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Jeans are a thing right now.
Mhm.
I am on a Gustav Klimt art
If you want to be
fetish right now.
fashionable, mother.
I'm shopping for art.
Oh. Oh, you're finding that painting you found yesterday?
Yeah, and a bunch more stuff. Like I want a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, he's one of my favorite artists. I dig it.
Michael's mom have to give me M&Ms. I can't stop eating them.
What the fuck?
I'm not a big candy person until it's in front of me, and then I can't stop eating it. Like, I never crave candy.
That's good.
But if it's there, then it's fine. We got another football photo here. Let's see.
I have
Oh,
$659
Mom?
worth of shit in my cart. What?
Michael did one of the manniest things today.
Manny?
And I don't. Yeah. He left an empty
Blue loogie.
box. No, he left an empty box on the counter.
No, that's
Yep.
not even hardly anything.
Annoying. Does he leave the
Man-
cupboards open all the time? I hate that.
No.
No, but toilet seat up. Let's see.
He actually doesn't do that.
Socks
Good.
everywhere.
Ryan
Yeah,
left his
clothes
underwear
on the
here.
floor. Clothes on the floor.
Oh my god, he leaves a pile of clothes next to the bed because they're not dirty yet.
Yeah, that's a guy thing. They have layers of clothing. Dirtiness. It doesn't just clean or dirty, there's levels.
Because when he went shopping one day, I started doing laundry, and he came back, he's like, where are my clothes? And I was like, I'm washing. He's like, they weren't dirty yet. I was like, okay. If you have farted in them at least 15 times, they're dirty.
Is that a
Also,
is that a scientific number? Is that's been studied? 15 farts.
yes,
What's the volume of fart gas in those farts?
exactly. Oh my god, the fucking the phrases they put with some of these pictures in yearbooks are just so stupid. Oh, you're not the ball. Obviously not.
Kind of the point of your book to write dumb shit in.
And even better though is that they'll just take a picture of someone. Like there was a picture of some guy sleeping, and they just put "Wake me up when the bell rings." Like, first of all, he didn't want to be part of that picture, so why are you photographing him?
I'm on. Oh, let's see. This is the right one. Yeah. They got Dance Commander on, where all the people are dancing. It's awesome.
Booty mashup.
It's where they mash up songs, and all the D&D nerds dance on camera. For some reason, the D&D guys like Critical Role like this channel, and they get all the D&D critters to come and they do all these dress up and dance, and they do it to mashups. Enjoy. Dance Commander. Dance Commander is the best thing ever. Like it's like my people watching in this crisis time. Like I can't like go to a Coachella and watch all the crazy people, and this is my outlet for watching crazy people.
With Pimp Daddy Supreme, huh?
Mm.
I love his beard.
Daddy, Pimp Daddy, yeah. Oh, Salvador Dali. Oh, these are nice.
You don't have money for
I gotta use my seed money. I can buy whatever I want.
What are you doing? What are you buying?
I mean, I guess.
I'm looking at art. I saw Gustav Klimt painting the other day, and now I want it.
Go watch that movie I told you to go watch.
Which one?
Women in Gold. Go watch that. It's all about that.
I gotta write that.
It's a great movie. And it's got sexy what's his name in it. Although he doesn't play a sexy guy in it.
Which one are we speaking of?
The sexy guy.
You know, the sexy one.
No, it's
Ryan Gosling?
Right. Nope. The other Ryan.
Ryan Reynolds.
Reynolds. Yep.
Oh yeah. I like him.
Pretty sure it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go watch that movie. It's A1.
it.
It's a fantastic movie. And I learned a lot about the history of the paintings. And a lot of the history about like how they fucked everybody to keep them in the art museum there. It was pretty fascinating.
Is it on Netflix or where is it?
I don't know where it is now. It was for a while. Hold on. I'm gonna go. It got awards. I mean, it was so good.
I'm just like really obsessed with his paintings. They're so cool.
Here's the trailer for it. She was great in it, honestly. She had the better part.
Oh yeah, like.
Yeah, it's so good. It's her actual aunt is the Women in Gold.
Helen Mirren, that's her name.
Yeah, Helen Mirren.
This sounds like Call of Duty music.
Well, it is World War II music, so yeah, I guess.
Stuff Kim's playing? She is not in this photo! God damn it.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Is
I'll
he,
definitely
like-
watch that.
Yeah. It's super good.
I'm so confused.
Well,
Yeah,
what?
the fact that that painting's about a real person is what is fascinating to me.
Well, I kind of. It almost has to be because the way that he paints it, it couldn't just be. There's too
Yeah.
much emotion in it, like.
Yeah.
For it to be a rando, you know.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Sweetie
I want all of these. I want them all.
I know. They're pretty amazing.
Okay, I'm confused because it says that her cousin Chris is in this on this page, but I looked through both football photos. He's not part of it.
He's
So
not there.
the only
Maybe he
thing I
didn't show
can
up.
think of. No, because they don't even say that. Also, this is his junior year, so I don't know why he would be in these photos. My best guess is that he is the you're not the ball picture.
Okay.
But I don't know, and I don't want to add it if I
don't know. Yeah, don't know.
Ah, fuck. I mean, the last page they told me where he had his like regular picture was one page off. I swear. So, are they like shitty at numbering? And I even looked at the next page to think. Maybe it's the one behind. Maybe it's the other one. What's this one? JV? Is he JV? Let's see.
Where's the band go?
Here's the trailer for 3 O'Clock High. This is the actual high school where they went to high school.
Oh, this is the one where they did it in Ogden?
Yeah, I'm almost sure you
When?
probably saw this, Lisa.
Is D&D over?
No.
Taking
Me and Kelly.
a break.
Yeah, these bathrooms. I've been in these bathrooms.
Happening right now.
These white bathrooms
Kim took a
exist
break.
in school. Been in there. I've been in those bathrooms. They'll show the outside of it, I think, at some point. Yeah, see, that's it outside. You can see it outside there.
Oh my god, that guy, he looks so
Did
weird with long hair.
I'm assuming they didn't use actual students in this, right?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did?
My
Yeah,
my
extras.
cousin's in this at the very, very end with everybody because they let everybody like hang out the windows at the school as the fight's going on. So I can see my cousin. I can see my cousin in there.
Assume
Yeah,
that
he's
that
somewhere
would
in there.
distract the
He's somewhere in
students.
there. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's pretty cool.
So old.
Here, we have movies to watch now, right?
Yeah.
My uncle was in some military movie as a,
Oh, was he?
a background guy. I don't know what movie it was though. And I mean, he was just a background person, so like your cousin, he was in like one scene.
School looked like a fortress.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the school is really cool, which is why they filmed it there. It's like got this really old school like architecture. It's super cool looking school. Like none of the other Utah schools look like that one.
Well, I mean, it's from the 20s, so that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, and honestly, none of them look like that. They're all lame, Mormon-looking, ward-looking buildings after that. no, good-looking stuff after that. Oh, the alpaca's dancing.
Oh god, which one's your cousin?
Mm.
They like said row 2, but it's like not really rows. It's just a bunch of people standing together. And I feel like it's this girl, but I still feel like it's that girl. But it has to be that girl. She was class council.
Yeah, softball, she played ball. As did I.
All right, you guys ready?
Alpaca, I'm
Hell
ready.
yeah!
Hell yeah.
I have to turn booty mashup down. The alpaca's dancing today, though. Super happy. Like when the alpaca dances.
Dance, 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 dance.
And Dance Commander's up. I especially like when Dance Commander's up. It's my favorite.
All right.
Hold on one quick second.
No worries.
I just got a message on my shop.
What did I just do?
Oh my god.
I did nothing. I'm a cat. I'm a kitty cat. And I dance, 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 and I dance, dance, dance. I'm a cat. I'm a kitty cat. Where'd Marvin go?
I'm
That
here.
is the question. Oh, yo, you just being quiet. Okay. Kip, since you're
Yeah.
here, I have a TV show for you to watch that sounds really weird, but it's actually really fun. And not fun, it's really good.
Oh.
It's called Warrior Nun.
What?
Warrior Nun.
Oh.
Oh god. She's pushing the show again, Kelly.
It's a good show! Oddly enough. Like, because it has the word nun in it, you think it's... I mean, it is... But... Shut up.
But shut up.
It's a good show, okay?
I have so many shows that I have to watch now.
It's
And-
really
okay,
short.
I'm ready.
There's only like a season out, so it's not like a long one as thus far.
Give you up.
Yes, that's fun.
Alright, I'm ready.
Never gonna let you down.
No.
Yes.
Oh!
My cousin's in the middle.
The pentagon. The
Yeah,
pentagram
she's
on
in the middle.
Somebody's worshiping the devil. Who's red? Oh, it's Kelly.
Crap. Never gonna say goodbye. Thought someone would finish it for me, like
Yeah,
Brian or something. but God.
The alpaca's dancing.
He doesn't have his headset on.
Yeah, the alpaca's dancing.
Feel like alpacas dancing should be a thing.
It should always be a thing.
Yeah.
James Bond's on the TV, and then Dance Commander comes on in the background. It's the best.
Oh, your cousin like changed her full ass hairstyle
Mhm,
in
yes,
1 year,
yep,
and that's
yep.
why it confused the shit out of me.
Yep,
I was
yep,
like, who
yep,
is she?
Yep. He looks like Steve to me, like some southern-fied version of Steve. So like I always send him, I'm like, your twins on! Your southern fried twins on! Has mannerisms like Steve. Makes me laugh.
Gimme.
Mommy, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, I said I was ready.
All right.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. Let's get to it.
I'm here. I'm in it. Bring it.
So for you two, we return back again to the foothills of the Sword Mountains. It is still 11 a.m. in the morning. Osha is currently carrying a muttering, hallucinating, poor little droop in her arms as you guys hurry away from the other party and back towards Phandalin.
All right.
I'm gonna have you. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna do something?
I'm not in the game yet. We're on the
You
outside
just
still.
did
I'm
the
still
most
on the dick
Minnesota
map.
thing ever.
The dick man.
There we go.
There we go.
Sweet.
Right.
Are we the star?
I mean, yeah. There should be two, but I don't have two right now. So you guys are gonna be hurrying, I'm assuming, at a fast pace back towards Phandalin.
That's correct.
Their
Gotta
feet.
get the group taken care of.
All right. For that, I'm just gonna have both of you do a single perception check.
Mm-hmm.
forgot how to play now. Shit.
Woo! It's okay. I got us. I both got us.
Oh,
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Kelly.
I mostly
I
got us.
suck donkey balls.
Biggest of all.
Your thoughts are completely in the clouds, Ilaria. You're not focused on the surrounding area at all.
Apparently.
But luckily, Osha is pretty on edge. She's holding a little droop. She's looking around frantically, just hurrying along, trying to just get him to safety without running into anything. Even the slightest of sounds or anything seeming out of the ordinary, and you veer off course to avoid it.
Yes,
Just
thank
being
you.
as safe as possible.
Just gotta
and-
get troops some help.
Gotta get troops some help. Yeah, and luckily you don't seem to come across anything in the about 3 hours still yet of a trek. Although that's probably shortened to around 2.5 as you guys are hurrying as best you can.
And we're tall. We have
We're
long legs.
Yeah, you guys.
Flying.
You're flying. You're not quite
We don't have
running,
the
but you're.
We don't have the
Short
short people with
legs,
us.
You're moving.
You pass by. You can see kind of up on the hilltop in the short distance away, Umbridge Hill, with its windmill sitting on top of the grassy knoll and slowly turning in the wind. It's been about 10 days now since you guys first arrived on the hilltop there and slew your first monster, and the memories kind of hit you as you
Memory.
take a quick look up and make your way by and hurry down along the footpath between the ridges and the shrubs and all the short trees. You kind of are becoming a little bit familiar with this path now. You pass the charred remains of the wagon that was once Eliza's, and where you remember finding her overturned. It overturned on the side of the road, and the panic that ensued from Adabra. And
Tarmac.
finally, you make your way back. You can hear the distant sounds of the quiet little frontier town, kind of as you crest over a hill and see it spread out before you there, just at the base of the foothills of the Sword Mountains, and you enter down into the city or the town on the Miners
Yay,
Trail that you had
Gwendolyn.
exited from before.
Laurie, do you think we should take him to Adabra or to the other lady?
I think we should go to Sister Gariel because she is a more advanced cleric than
Okay.
Adabra. Adabra just makes potions.
We're gonna make a beeline for Gary Ellen.
I have to ask her about Darren's map anyways, 'cause I forgot last time.
Okay.
Oh, and the orb. She's supposed to know about this orb. Well, how come Kelly's got... Oh, weird. Never mind. Hexagons. No. Oh, okay.
All right. You guys hurry down into town without any second to waste here. With Droop in your arms, and you head past several just slow-moving miners as they waddle their way down the path, down the mining trail, going about their day's work. Past the mining exchange, where they all kind of congregate, and past all these areas you've come to know very well.
How
Into
do I
the center
turn
of
on the
town.
map icons again?
There's
It's
a
the
bookmark,
little flag thing.
bookmark
on the
tool on the
left.
left.
It's like a little flag
Oh, there it is. Okay, thank
underneath. Yeah,
you. Got it.
Right, you step into the town square. Everything seems to be in order. There's people just milling about, going about their business. Luckily, no
I'm
further
holding
disasters have struck.
Droop. I'm holding
Yep.
Droop like a baby, and I say to Larry, I'm like, you go talk to this lady, so I don't scare her.
Okay. Just wait outside the door.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna knock on Sister Gariel's door.
I'm seriously nursing him like a baby.
It's Elder Scrolls music.
Yeah,
It is Elder Scrolls.
That's
Right, and you guys make your way up to the front door. Osha hanging back kind of by the shrine, hoping for some luck at this point, kind of thinking a little bit on it as she stands there and waits, and you just hear a light rap on the door as Ilaria knocks on what she remembers to be Sister Gariel's home. A few moments pass, and it's slowly turning into a full minute, a minute and a half, and you don't hear any response.
Knock again.
Hey, you knock again. This time louder. Kind of getting impatient. His nurse is still. Or OSHA. What did I say? Nurse?
Yeah, you
You
did.
did.
Fuck. Where did these thoughts come from? Droop is just kind of. Just kind of squirming and just not quite. Not happy in your arms, OSHA, and still you don't hear any response after a few minutes.
Can I try the doorknob and see if it's unlocked?
I'd say on your second rap, you kind of lightly tapped the doorknob to see if you could get in, and it was indeed locked. It seems as though nobody is home.
She doesn't seem to be home, OSHA. What do you think we should do?
Well, let's go to Dabra so we can at least get Droop set down and see if she's got anything we can start with. And then, we need to go look around town for her. And, like, maybe while I go to Dabra's, you can visit the pub and see if anybody's seen Gariel, or, again, know of anybody else that might be able to help. I don't know.
Okay. I'll go
Alright.
ask Toblin or anybody that's in the pub and see if they have any information.
Okay, and
Meet,
then...
meet me back at the inn?
Yep, I'm gonna put Droop, I'm gonna take him to Dabra and see if we can, you know, get him in a bed and get him some medicine going, you know, just to keep him, you know, until we can figure this other thing out.
Right?
Okay. Find out if your hats are done too, eh?
Your dad.
Yeah, I'll be happy to check on the beaver hats, no problem.
Check out the overheads, eh?
Eh?
Alright, so you two split ways. OSHA hurrying back out of the town square and towards where she well knows Dabra's home to be at this point. Back at the little farm at the edge of town, and Alaria, you make your way back to, where did you say you wanted to go to the pub, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if Toblin's
The inn? Okay,
Yep.
you go towards the inn. So we'll start with OSHA since she's in a hurry.
Yep.
You walk right up to the door and you actually find it open. Again, you can see little carp running around on the outside of just kind of playing and doing his thing. The door's wide open. He looks at you and says, "Oh no, is he okay?"
I'm not now, but maybe soon. And I just I'm so uncomfortable, I just give him the house.
You just go right in.
Yeah.
As this little boy's kind of just looking on with a little worried look. And you walk right into the house to find, or their little cottage more like, to find Adabra currently seated at her, what seems to be a growing desk, apothecary's desk. She has several things laid out. She's clearly been doing some work. And Eliza and the halfling lady who owns the establishment is currently not anywhere to be seen, but Adabra is inside.
Okay. Hey, Adabra. Hey, listen, I'm wondering if you could just help us out for a moment here. Our little friend Droop was, when we were clearing out the axe home, something happened to him, and we're trying to figure out how to help him, but I'm wondering if you got a place for him to lie down here, and any medicine that you could give him that might help him stay alive until we can figure this out.
Oh, she kind of looks up from her work and with a very surprised expression and says, hello. OSHA, slow down. I didn't expect to see you back so soon. She takes a look at Droop in your arms and you're flustered or hurried speech and just, right. Of course. She kind of looks a little flustered for a second herself and, okay, well, come with me then. And she grabs a couple things hurriedly off the desk and kind of shoves them under her arm and walks past you out the door, and just kind of says over her shoulder, I'm not sure I'm not sure she quite enjoys the goblin's company, so let's head to the barn.
Okay.
I'll find a place for him here. And she kind of just gestures forward and you walk out.
Sounds good.
She leads you past a Carp who is still looking quite worried and kind of actually falls in behind you guys, both worried and curious as a little boy. So you enter the barn. A large, spacious barn, actually, with a couple cows that are actually milling about in stalls on the inside. 4 in total, and back where there's a nice spread of hay. Just a very typical medieval farmstead. And you lay Droop down gently onto one of the comfiest looking piles of hay, and Adabra kneels down and kind of puts her hand on his forehead and just takes a quick look over him and says, my, do you know what exactly is wrong with him? I've never seen anything like this.
No, we're not sure either, and we did not know what to do. But we went to Gariel's place first, but the door was locked, and we don't know where she is. So, I came here next in hopes of just, finding a place for him to rest, and where somebody might look after him for just a little bit while we try to track down somebody in town that could help.
Right. Oh, well, I appreciate that you trust me to come to me with these things. I'm sure if you're looking for Gariel, it's a good idea. She's most likely having her usual mid-afternoon meal in the inn. So look there
great.
next if you're still looking. I will do what I can here. I can keep him comfortable at least, and hopefully maybe try and stop this fever as best I can.
Anything you can do would be greatly appreciated, and we're happy to pay you for any services that you help render here, to help our friend. And I will be back shortly as soon as we track down Gariel and see if she can come and take a look.
Oh, of course. Don't even mention payment for everything you've done. Honestly, I'll look after him. Hurry, go along then and find Gariel. I'll do what I can. And she kind of just, without any further notice, just leads down and starts taking out a couple things out of her bag and looking after Drew.
And then as I'm going by, I give the small child a shiny copper piece, and I say, "You keep good watch guard, okay?" And I tell him to keep watch.
Oh, he kind of does an odd little salute with like his fist to his heart and says, Right. Nothing will get past me.
All right. And I salute back, and I'm out of there.
And you head out and hurry back down the road towards where she mentioned the inn at the center of town. And as this is all happening, Ilaria, you enter into the inn to find. You actually find Gariel sitting inside, much to your surprise. Just sitting at a table alone in a back corner. She seems to be enjoying quite a considerable spread of a meal that's kind of on the table in front of her and just relaxing and having a good time.
Oh, well, that's easy. So I'm gonna walk over to her and say hello.
All right. You walk over and say hi.
Hello, Sister Gariel. How are you doing?
You're not speaking. Oh, you are.
What?
Nothing. I forgot I had her muted.
Oh. I was gonna say, hello. Oh my. What a pleasure to see you. Please sit down. I'm well.
thank
How are
you.
you?
Well, we've run into a bit of trouble, and we were hoping that maybe you would be willing to help us.
She kind of sets down her utensils and puts her elbows on the table and kind of curls her hands under her chin and looks at you with a mix of intrigue and curiosity. And says, I'm all ears.
Well, we had befriended this little goblin named Droop, and he's been with our group now for several days and gone on our adventures with us. And most recently, we were at Axholm Fortress, which we have cleared out of the banshees and all the ghouls and everything. So now the townspeople can use it again. But unfortunately, while we were there, some kind of injury or something has happened to Droop, and we're unable to cure him with either my or Calde's magic, and we don't know what's wrong with them. So I was hoping you could maybe take a look.
Oh, that's quite a lot. I am interested that you cleared out the fortress so easily.
Oh, it
And,
wasn't easy.
Well, it's only been a few days. I certainly expected you to be there longer, but in any case, I'm certainly happy to look after your new friend, as curious as he might be. You said no amount of healing magic worked, is that correct?
No, I tried my healing staff and the healing spells, basic herbal medicine, and he just continues to be unconscious, and uh, he's babbling kind of incoherently, and we don't know what to do with him. He did have a head injury, which I was able to fix that, but other than that, he's not getting any better.
And this kind of a shadow almost passes over her gaze, like her bright golden eyes that are quite piercing as she looks and just says, well, I have my ideas on what it might be now that you say that, but I certainly think I should look him over. Where did you say he's not with you? Where is he?
My companion Osha took him down to Adabra's to try to get him somewhere to lie down while we looked for you. She's going to be coming back here to meet me shortly. In the meantime, I did have a couple other things to show you if you have time.
Of course. I'm always happy to look things over. Did you want me to see him now, or
As
did you
soon
want to
as
wait?
as soon as my friend shows up, then maybe we can all go back uh, to Adabra's. I'm assuming that she'll be okay with letting him stay there temporarily.
All right, all right. Not a problem by me. I mean, I would let him stay at my abode as well, but what did you have to, what questions did you have for me?
Well, the first thing I was going to ask before I forgot again is I found that map that we found in the rubble of Darren's place after the tragedy that happened up there, and so I was wondering if you could have a look and maybe you know what it's for, where it leads to.
Her eyebrows kind of raise ever so slightly as you mention a map found at Darren's place in particular, and she says, oh, interesting. I'd love to have a look. At
All right.
Darren's, did you find this before or after his incident?
I think we found it in the rubble. Went up there to try and see if there was anything that we.
I would say after.
Oh, I see, I see. So he did not give this to himself.
No.
At this point, you've laid the map out. This, well, it's more of a small scrap of parchment with a scribbled drawing on it. You've laid it out in front of her, and she takes a quick glance over it and just kind of stares. You don't see any hint of an expression at this point. She's just looking and says, Icefire Peak, I see.
Ice fire?
Isn't that what it says there? It does actually. It's marked Icefire Peak.
Is that somewhere significant?
Well, yes, it's the tallest peak in the Sword Mountains. You can see it out the window here.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it's close.
Yeah.
Interesting that he would have marked this in particular. I wonder if perhaps he was. And she kind of looks curiously, like a little squint for a second. Might perhaps something to do with the dragon.
Ugh.
Though I can't be certain. Dragons do tend to roost in the tallest places.
Oh, okay.
I
It's
can't
the
think of
dragon map.
anything else. It's the
The map is
dragon.
Just like, oh. Nope.
Do you
Gross.
suppose the dragon knew that he had such a map and that's why they
Wow.
killed him?
Are dragons that smart?
She kind of smiles a little bit and
I don't
says,
know.
It depends on what kind of dragon you're dealing with.
Hmm.
But I'm not so sure. Usually they don't go for such a targeted attack.
Interesting.
Certainly
Alright.
would need more information.
But
But keep
maybe
a hold of that.
somebody that's trying to chase the dragon came after Darren for the map.
And you know what? At this moment, OSHA walks into the inn
Bye.
as you guys are talking.
Good call.
Here's you guys talking, and just chimes in with her 2 cents as she walks up to the table.
Oh, hello, Osha. Have a seat. I was just showing Gariel the map.
Oh, I
From
think we should hurry. Was not in good shape when I left him. I think we should hurry and
Oh, okay. Well, lead the
Sorry.
way. You know where
Alright.
he is.
all right. I'm sorry to interrupt. We can continue this while we're after you see him. Obviously we have lots of questions.
Of course, of
There.
course. I'm of the same mind. Please, let us go.
Bye. I love Drew. Fix him.
Oh, she's so sad.
Oh, all right. And you guys hurry with Gariel close behind now. Walking with her, elven grace just follows behind, and you walk up to the farm and immediately into the barn, where you find Adabra like furiously patting his sweaty forehead with a soft, wet cloth and trying to do whatever she can. She looks up, kind of a little bit stressed out, almost like a stressed look, touching her brow, and she's, "Oh, thank goodness, Gariel! I was hoping they would find you. I have no idea what this is." She just kind of stutters out in exasperation, and Gariel just says, "Oh, no, it's all right. Let me have a look at him." And kneels over him to kind of assess his situation as you guys look anxiously on. And it only takes a few seconds, and she kind of kneels back and just says, "Well, it's as I feared.
Oh.
Seems to be he's in a psychosis of sorts, and I'm pretty sure I know the cause. What have you encountered recently? Please tell me everything that you've done in your time here." I know there was a banshee, of course, in Axholm.
Yep.
What about
Banshees.
before that?
There was a gibbering mouth there that screwed with everybody's head.
Just kind of
A gibbering mouth there. A ghast. We had a ghast.
Yep, the gas.
nasty.
Let's see what else. We had
Weird owlbear.
the orbs. You're carrying
the
around that orb.
Blue orb. Yeah, that was the other thing that I was going to ask you about.
Oh, there we go.
Gariel.
Get out the orb.
Funny how these things all come together.
So I pull out the orb out of my pack and show it to her.
As soon as you pull it out and hand it to her, she takes it with like an incredible amount of interest, more than you have seen in her really. Up to then, it's mostly just been like slight disinterest. Yeah, a little bit eyes wide, and she's, "Oh, incredible find, I must say. An undying orb."
A what?
And you found
Undying orb?
Where? Yes, in Axholm. You said you found this.
What is an undying orb?
Oh, it's actually an incredible artifact. It's said to, tap into undead energies and revive that which has been left to slumber.
Oh.
It can show you vestiges of past events, anything where energy might have gathered in great force, particularly of undead kind. And it can often lead you to things that you might never have seen otherwise. It's incredible. Incredibly useful.
Is it dangerous?
Well, I wouldn't say dangerous, although sometimes the things it can tap into might be a bit deeper than our current understanding. There have been strange phenomena that have been known to happen when in possession of such an orb.
Well, when we had it at Axholm, we found it in the possession of I believe she was an elf. Was Osha, were they elves? Those two dead people?
Yes, elves.
Yeah. There was a room and they had locked themselves in there to protect themselves from whatever was chasing them, and they died in there, apparently. And this was among their possessions. And once we took it, it would glow, and then we would see spirits of inhabitants from the
Exxon, yeah.
fortress, and then we also saw some like scenes of events that had happened. It was very, very strange. And
But
there was
you,
this do you remember Siggy? Siggy disappeared
oh,
and the orb
right,
stopped glowing. We met a dwarf in the fortress, and she helped us with fighting some of the inhabitants there. And then when we went to leave, she all of a sudden just disappeared into thin air.
we're not really sure what happened with her.
Yes, the orb has been
Fascinating.
really strange.
Well, undying orbs tend to be rather strange, but you said you found it in the possession of fallen elves?
Yes, highborn, I think, from what it looked like, or
Yeah, their clothing was quite nice, and
and
yeah,
if I remember right, they were trying to, rid the monsters or escape them at some point in Axholm, and could not find a way out, and they ended up dying in there. It looked
yeah,
like.
they were trapped.
She kind of looks down and very curiously and says, I think I might know of these elves you speak of.
Oh, interesting.
Quite a few years ago, but did the orb perhaps show you anything about them? Do you remember the names Neramon and Drina, perhaps?
Yes, that sounds familiar.
I can't
Unfortunate.
quite recall.
Well, I do remember two such elves. They're quite
Tell me.
adventurous, even for those of my kind. They came
Yes.
through several years ago, and they said they were off to revive something they had lost, find, in particular, someone they had lost. And they did say they were heading into the mountains, although they did not tell me where. Not unusual, but
Interesting. Interesting.
unfortunate they ended up meeting such a fate.
So they were
So,
trying to revive a person, someone that they had lost.
If they had an undying orb in their possession, it's very possible.
So how does you have to be an elf to use it?
No. Just
well,
you need to possess a certain amount of magical ability, and it's not quite understood what triggers it yet. But I would be fascinated to try my hand at it and find out. But I should do something about this poor goblin here.
yes, please.
Um,
The goblin.
What do you think is wrong with him?
well, I'm not certain yet, but I have a theory, and I was trying to fish for perhaps maybe a answer to it, but you would not have happened to come across any large spiders recently, would you?
Yes, actually.
That was underneath the the Tresdar Manor, wasn't it? The cavern.
Yes. I wouldn't say, it's been several days, but yes, we've come across some spiders, and one of our uh, comrades has been carrying a spider egg around.
Oh yeah.
Are they black spiders by any chance?
Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh, and
Well,
I also found this and I pull out that spider thing with the ruby eyes and show it to her.
she seems incredibly intrigued, and she actually reaches out kind of in
Jeez.
an uncharacteristic fashion and like gestures for her to hold it or to look at it.
Yeah, she can check it out.
You give it to her, and she kind of just brings it up to her face, turns it around a few times in her hands, and stares at it. Oh, wow. Well, she hands it back to you, kind of collecting herself a bit, and just says, "I, I believe. I suppose that confirms it. Then I believe we're dealing with, well, an incredibly rare species of spider here, and I think that's what your friend has succumbed to. Given the right, well, alterations, their toxins have been known to create an incredibly powerful and potent, well, neurotoxin of sort. It can induce many negative effects, including memory loss, hallucinations, and
Oh.
I suppose in this case, if pushed to this degree, it can also induce a psychosis. And well, what I've heard in my many years, the only solution or the only cure to such a thing is, I'm afraid you're not going to like the answer.
Oh dear lord.
Does the extract from an incredibly rare tree, if you want to call it that, a Golpheus tree in particular. They've only, yes, they are incredibly vile sprouts that only grow in the most polluted and corrupted areas of evil forests.
Oh.
I can't say I would be able to point you in the direction of one, or where to find such an extract, but I believe that's the only cure for you at this time.
Okay, guess we're
Wow.
hunting down Evil Tree Forest.
Do you
Uh,
think that these might possibly be found in the Great High Forest up by Everland?
Well, it is an incredibly old forest. It is well tended by the druid folk of the area, though I don't believe they would let such a corruption spread unchecked. It would have to be a very wild and untapped forest.
Hmm.
Forgive me, but I haven't known that you need to be exposed to incredible amounts of such a substance and altered to the right degree to even contract such an effect.
well,
What happened in those tunnels?
I did, I did take a vial of green goo and break it over a spider egg and almost killed all of us, but we all seemed fine after that. None of us have had this effect, just
No,
Drew.
though. Remember when we were at Axholm, Pip was having some memory problems, and
Oh.
remember there a couple of us were having weird
Oh,
issues towards the end there. How long does this
this is bad.
toxin take to take effect? Because this was a couple days after we were exposed that group got sick.
That's not surprising. It's varying depending on certain circumstances, your resistance, your immune system, depending on how long it takes to
Huh.
set in. So I'm not surprised. If you were exposed to this degree of poison, does this have something to do with the wizard that everybody's been speaking of?
Yes.
Well, yeah, Glassstaff was the one who was making the poison down in the cavern. We saw him briefly, and he trapped us down there. We almost all died.
Of course, of course. Well, there's your answer. You need to find him. I'm sure he'd have some kind of cure on hand to deal with this.
I wonder if we shouldn't
Some
go
kind
back
of
to
an
the cavern.
antitoxin. Perhaps, although if he fled, I'm sure he took all of his research with him. There has to be some way we can track him down, then.
Yeah, maybe we should ask around town if anybody has seen or heard of the wizard.
I wonder.
Or maybe even go to there and see if we can pick up his trail from there.
There must be someone who knows about trees that could be help us find where.
We're all going to die.
No, I was gonna say I feel like going after the wizard probably is gonna be faster than trying to find the trees.
Well, we can certainly try and find a lead. I will help where I can.
Yep.
And I will watch after Droop here. It seems the onset of this illness has hit him much harder than the rest of you, but I fear you all have very limited time in this regard.
Let's
So you think we're all going to end up like Droop? Is that what you're saying?
It's possible. If you depends again on certain conditions, but if you've already been experiencing some mild effects, then I'm certain they'll grow even stronger as time passes. There is something that I can administer to you to at least maybe stave off the effects and dull them for a while. It is a
Yes.
poultice of sorts.
Yes, I will take it.
Tell her
Alright.
about the other half of the party.
Shoot me up.
Well, it'll take me some time to gather the ingredients and, of course,
I'll
mix
drink
it. Adabra kind of pipes in and says, "Oh, and I'll be happy to help as well, of course. Anything you need mixing, let me know."
Great.
They both nod to each other and say, "Okay, well, this is incredibly unfortunate, but I'm sure we can find a way out of this. I will look after your friend here, see if I can at least try and reverse or slow down these effects. In the meantime, perhaps you should look around town and try and find a lead."
Yes.
Right. What
Let's-
about the rest of the party, Osha? What are we gonna go try to find them, or we wait till they get back to town?
I
Do
don't
we even know how to
know.
get to Nomengard?
I don't know if we have
Do
time to
either
go
of you know?
get them at this point. I think we should try to track down the wizard.
Well, we could gather information, but I don't know if that we should go hunting the wizard all by ourselves. Really powerful.
Well, I'm not
He's
saying
like
we're
an
gonna.
arch
Well,
wizard.
we're not gonna fight him. I mean, we're just gonna track him, right? Try to see if we can track him to see if we can find out where he is. We can do that stealthily, right? In theory, as long as I don't throw any more.
I'm not very
bottles on X.
stealthy though.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Well, the other thing is I can, you can go and meet our friends and tell them of this news, and get up to Garden Gnome, and I can go try to track the wizard down, and just see if I can get a hint of his trail.
Gariel or Adabra, are you familiar with Nomengard at all?
Gariel kind of looks up from gracefully rummaging through some of Adabra's supplies and just says, "Oh, yes, of course. Nomengard is just a little ways to the south. It's quite easy to find if you just follow along the mountains where the valley comes to a head."
Alright.
You've been there a long time. I would say, in regards to tracking down this wizard, do tread carefully. She kind of looks pointedly at you, Osha, and says,
Yes,
especially if an arch wizard is, as you mentioned, is in the mix, then it can be quite clever. So don't take this lightly.
I won't. I'm just gonna.
Well,
I'm gonna send you to go get those guys, and help them with whatever they need. Hopefully, they're still alive. And
well,
I'm
here's the thing though, Osha. I don't know that we should split up because if either of us goes alone, it's a good 3-hour at least trek to wherever Nomengard is, and if we get jumped by anything along the way, we'd be alone.
Well,
if
I
we're
don't.
split up.
Gariel, is there anything really dangerous between here and on that path between here and?
And the orcs are what is waiting us at the other end.
I do suppose you've heard of the constant orc and goblin raids in the region, not to mention the other other dangers that tend to exist in the wilds.
Owl
Alright.
bears.
Alright, well
That's
then,
one such thing.
let's go get the rest of the team then and go together then.
It is up
Not
to you,
safe.
but I would highly suggest strength in numbers in this case.
Okay, let's head
Well,
out
let's head.
south.
I want to head back to the inn and just take a short rest.
I
first?
need to. I don't have any rages left, so I'd like to take a long rest before we head out.
Okay, yeah, I would
Alright.
like that.
She kind of just giggles a little bit under her breath as you guys are talking, and
Yep,
As well?
I think I need to. I'm like wiped out from getting droop here.
Yeah,
I
let's
just
go
need
back
hit
to
that
the
sack,
inn.
and then we'll hit the road in the morning. Okay.
That sounds like a good idea. Thank you so
Alright.
much, Adabra and Gariel.
Yep.
Certainly.
We'll be back as soon as we can.
And she kind of stops you as you're about to leave and just gives you one last long look and just says, "And do tell me if you find anything out about this wizard, please. I would like to help."
We will.
Right. See you off then.
maybe we'll take her with us when we find him. All right. So
Alright.
we're off to the thing, and I just want to eat and sleep.
Alright, so easy enough. You guys are gonna head back to the inn, say hi to Toblin real quick, but you're so tired and just beyond yourself with all this news that you head right up to bed, and we'll end.
Yep.
We'll end there for tonight.
Perfect, perfect.
Woo.
Sweet.
Wow, that was a lot of information.
We're going to die, all of us.
It's not
I don't know,
called
but
the Forgotten
gotta
Tales
figure
for
out-
nothing.
Nice job, Kelly.
Yep.
You poisoned Droop.
You poisoned us all.
Poison us all. I am yet to kill you again.
That hasn't done yet.
We're
just
not.
gonna have a stroke in the middle of our fight with you.
I'm not done killing you yet.
Oh wait, we're doing long rest, right?
I'm doing yes.
Okay.
I'm doing
And you
long
guys get your
rest.
long rest.
I'm
you
taking
two.
my long rest here.
Yeah, I am also taking
Versus
my long
the
rest,
other
so
group.
I can hit the.
Versus the other group who's about to charge into battle.
Again.
That's quite a contrast.
Again.
I feel like that evenly shows the group right there, though.
Yep. Perfectly.
Kim, how do I reset the charges on my wand again? I don't know why I can't remember this.
I think you alt roll it.
It's like you didn't do anything this
Hello?
time.
It's okay though, cause like I mean,
Hello?
we now
I'm
have
sorry.
like the next thing we're gonna do, right? And you're in the middle of doing something. So A1, we're gonna have to help you, and then B2, we kind of have the next thing we have to do. And I haven't even gotten our money from clearing out Axholm, so there's
6
another
recharges.
lots of things to do.
There's plenty of things to do.
Back to 10.
Yeah,
So-
this sets us up pretty good.
If anyone loves me and isn't gonna laugh at me for this, I fell asleep for most of that. What's the summary?
Go read the journal.
We all proceed to laugh.
You just forgot, and that's exactly what's happening to your character.
You're having
Yeah,
memory
you
loss.
forgot,
You're having memory
so you
loss.
don't know.
So basically, Kelly doomed us all with her poison bomb.
She's not there though.
She doesn't know
I'm
anyway.
allowed
You don't
to
need to
know.
know.
Paula doesn't know. I'm not allowed to know.
So, Mara, you remember when she broke the poison in the cave?
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
Ryan
we're all about
continues
to start having
explain.
effects.
and
from
we
that.
never had anything
That's
happen.
what's wrong with Drew.
No, do you remember when we were at Axholm, right? I was like, after we killed the Banshee, Pip started getting weird and having, like, memory lapses.
And I did too.
Did you? I can't remember.
Correct.
Mhm.
I do remember
And,
that.
yeah, that was part
That
of
was
this whole
totally
thing, and
poison.
Group just got...
So we're all slowly going to start to succumb.
Yep.
Yeah, so that means we have to find this stupid wizard with the antidote, or else we have to find this tree root that's in an evil forest somewhere to make the antidote.
So basically, we're gonna be in the middle of combat, and we're just gonna have a stroke and die.
You're just gonna forget what you're doing.
We're gonna run into these orcs, and one of us is just gonna go down.
We're gonna be like, "Oh, hey guys, what were we doing again?"
Fuck.
Well, this is stressful. Now we're on a fucking clock because now we're
Well,
slowly dying.
It's like the symptom. The symptom is you start to forget things.
And bow.
Let's see, what'd she say?
You don't know what all of
Memory
the
loss,
effects are.
hallucinations, and the worst
Psychosis.
case psychosis, which is what's wrong with
That's all we know. There could be
So-
lots more.
So far, we have Droop has psychosis, and
Yeah.
2 others forgot things.
Yes.
correct. We can't fix Droop or anybody else without this antidote.
But so far, nobody else has shown symptoms yet.
No. Did she give
Well,
Lisa
the
and I
2 people with
something?
memory loss, they
I
have.
included
She
them in that list.
Yeah, she gave.
Oh, yeah, sorry. And then
What
that
about the
orb
orb?
that I've been carrying around
Yeah.
is called the Undying Orb. And it's pretty cool, apparently.
Dead people.
You could talk to dead people.
Dead people?
The people that we found it on, she thinks she knows who they are, and they were trying to use it to bring somebody back to life, I think.
So when we all die, one of us will come back.
Did you guys
So-
ask her about Sigrid?
Sort of. We
Okay.
mentioned that she disappoofed and the orb stopped glowing. So I wonder if she was the one that they were trying to revive.
And it partially worked,
Yeah.
but only
There's
partially.
an idea.
That's hot.
Add that to my notes.
You're not dead yet. You're only mostly dead.
I'm mostly dead. Oh, and the other thing, Darren's map, I finally remembered to show that to her because I'm started. It was a map she thinks that was showing where the dragons are, and dragons live in the highest peaks of mountains, and the highest peak in the Sword Mountains is called Ice Spire.
Oh yeah, I knew
And
that.
that was the only
I just never
interesting thing
shared it
on
with
the
you
map.
guys.
Oh, well, now we know. So that's pretty much all caught up then. The tree, the name of the tree is Gulphius. It's a rare
Golgius?
tree. Gulphius.
Golf, yes.
Golf, like hitting
Is that
golf
right,
balls.
Kim? I don't know how to spell
We
it.
did a lot of golf tonight.
Golthias, yeah.
Golthias.
Gulthia.
I still can't hear. We're fine.
Goltius?